Hi guys, and welcome to Hi guys, I hope you are doing well. Welcome to our monthly live stream for August. I can't believe it's basically September tomorrow. I mean, it literally is September tomorrow, which is very exciting. I'm in a new room. This is actually my least favorite room because look how dull this is. It just does not match my personality whatsoever. So today we're going to do something very interesting. I am going to kind of show you what I'm thinking of taking to Florida because it is 10 days away now and I still haven't decided which outfits to pack. I've got a short list, but I thought I would share them with you and then we can pick them together. And also, we're going to talk about spooky season happening in Disney at the moment. We can talk a little bit about the trip and answer any questions you have. I talk about some Disney updates. There's been lots of new things coming, which is very, very exciting. So I think this should be a super fun live stream. First, we've got to address the elephant in the room. This clearly is not a Disney top. But as you may also tell, I've recently dyed my hair. And with vibrant colours, it takes a few washes for them to get completely out. So I was like, I'm not going to ruin my Disney clothing. I will wear my little Pennywise t-shirt. So now we've got all that away, we can start. Hi guys, it's lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Do let me know if the sound is okay, if you can hear me. And then I think we were good to go. There was a mountain of clothing surrounding me. I've kind of divided them up into stuff like skirts, shirts, t-shirts, t-shirts that I've worn before. And the problem is, I'm someone that wears my clothes to death. If I buy something, I'm wearing it years upon years upon years. However, when I am looking through videos or photos, it's sometimes nice to be able to differentiate the trips via the clothing. So you go, oh, I'm wearing the exact same outfit. Was that in that year or that year? So I'm like, let's try and avoid that. So I'm very, very excited. And I did buy some new clothing for this. So I think that should be super, super fun. And I have some few vintage items on the way, which aren't here, but they are also an option. So let's dive in. There's all of the Disney news, all of the spooky season, and all of the outfits. And of course, do write anything you'd like in the chat. If you've got questions, comments, your suggestions and advice, do come let me know. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. It is so, so wonderful to see you. So maybe we'll start with a question, ease our way in. And I thought this was a really, really interesting question. It was from Sleepan88, and it was, did you always have Disney friends or meet them later in life? And I think this is fantastic because I was born in 1987, right? And so my whole childhood was Disney. We were in the Renaissance. We're in the second golden era. The big hits are coming out, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Lion King. So I feel like everyone was a Disney fan in that period. So as a kid, it was just natural, like it was inbuilt, everyone loved Disney. But I think when it comes to like Disney friends, that was definitely later in life because loved the theme parks as a kid. But then once you get to an adult and you have adult money and you're like, I'm spending it going to Disney. And then to find other people that love it just as much is the absolute best. Because there's a lot of people that still don't get it, right? They're like Disney adults. Ugh, why are you going? And it's like you clearly don't understand because it's absolutely amazing. So to meet other people that love it as much, but also get excited about the same things, like when Big Thunder Mountain reopens and everyone's like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" Normal people are just like, "It's a roller coaster." I'm like, "You don't understand that. It's been missing for months. We haven't been able to go on it." It's so good. Hi Liz, lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I love that. But that is a very great testament that you've been married that long, which is absolutely incredible. But yeah, and I think that's one of the best things actually about starting YouTube is being able to find so many friends and connect with so many people that love the Disney parks. Because oftentimes in your personal life, you might like people who like the idea of going to Disney, but all of those like real nitty gritty things, like I was saying, there's been lots of announcements in the last couple of days. They're not interested in that. It's not a thing, but we are. So going to chat about it all and like countdowns to trips, so exciting. And stuff like outfit planning when you go on a holiday, obviously you have to plan your outfits, what you're going to wear. But Disney, planning your outfits is such a big part of the trip, and it's such a fun part of the trip. So it's great to be able to talk to other people who are like, "I get it. I know what you want to think about this very much. You can't just turn up. You've got to think. You've got to plan your outfits. It's so good." Yes, I totally agree. That's the thing, isn't it? Serena, you're 100% right. In the 90s, everything was Disney, and like people don't get it. I think that's why you know, millennials have such a big nostalgia for it because we grew up and it was such a wonderful time and Disney was everywhere. And obviously the parks expanded across the world. So then it was much easier to visit a Disney park. And we were just born at the like, exact right time. And then, like you say, it's like generational. So now you pass it down onto your kids. And it's just amazing. Hi, Chris. Lovely to see you. How are you doing? Me and Chris chat a lot about outfits. Chris is going to Disneyland later this year, which is very exciting. Me and Liz talk a lot about outfits, and I think this is a great thing. We're all obsessed with the outfits. The look is very important. So I thought I would start off by showing you some of the things I've picked out. This one, I'm certain I'm taking this. It's already happening. I got this year, and it's a Living with the Land little t-shirt. Let's bring this over here. And I just think this is so cute. I love it. It's kind of like a 70s retro style design. And that's got to come. That's got to come. And like Epcot, sometimes that could be an easier park. It could be an easier park or a more difficult park, I suppose. Because the thing is, you've got so many different countries you could theme an outfit to. You've got iconic rides, you've got Figment. So it's quite nice. And something I've seen a lot of people do. Recently, I posted about, do you cross-pollinate your Disney outfits? Do you wear like Disneyland Paris clothing in other Disney parks and vice versa? And I think Disneyland Paris merch fits really well in Epcot because obviously you've got the France Pavilion. So it's so great to be like, look, I've been to Disneyland Paris and this is from there. So but I love Living with the Land. I'm obsessed with it. And I think it's such a Disney thing because if you went to anyone else, you're like, we're gonna go on holiday, we're gonna sit on a boat and go through a greenhouse and it's gonna be glorious. People would be like, are we 90? What's happening? But Living with the Land is genuinely amazing. And yeah, I love going on Etsy and finding these small businesses that have like these really fun and unique designs. So it's really nice to mix up official merch that you've bought with the Etsy stuff. And I've been someone that's been selling on Vinted, but I haven't bought anything on Vinted until recently. And I think it's because whenever I look, there's not loads of great plus size clothing always, like the sort of style I would like. However, because of like Ozempic and stuff, lots of people are losing weight and selling off their clothing. So it's been absolutely glorious because all of a sudden there's been this whole like wardrobe opened up to me that I didn't necessarily have before. So that's been very wonderful. So I'm hoping these things will arrive in time, which is so much fun. Yes, you're so right, Serena. We were brainwashed into being Disney. And this is the thing, I do the same. So like my cousin has 2 children. Everything I buy them is Disney. And the great thing is that the one of them's like a baby, 7 months old. They're learning. 5-year-old, obsessed with Disney already. Obsessed. And I'm like, yes, it's happened. We're gonna pass it down. It's so good. Oh, I love that, Liz. Your sons were born in prime Toy Story movie era, but also prime Jurassic Park era, and they defected to preferring Universal. This is the thing, isn't it? It's just like, okay, there were also iconic things coming out at Universal. Like Jurassic Park is amazing, but it's like the only way to resolve this is we have to go to both because there's no way we can skip one of them. When I did my Keys to the Kingdom tour, the tour guide, her dad had originally worked as a jungle skipper when it first opened in Disneyland. He ended up, Walt Disney kind of went on his cruise and was like, I know you're making your own jokes up, so you better tell me them. And he was like, did it. Walt Disney was like, you're done. You're not on this ride anymore. Now you're going to rewrite the script. So she had an amazing thing of her dad worked for Walt Disney directly. He became an Imagineer. She then worked for Disney herself. Her husband, she met at Disney. And then I was like, oh my God, your kids, did they work at Disney? She was like, no, they work at Universal. And I was like, that's awkward, isn't it? This iconic family history. And then they were like, not this generation, we're breaking it. It's so fun. Donna, you said must take the fact that Mickey and Minnie are riding is absolute perfection. This is the thing, isn't it? They're like, let's make it next level. We're just gonna make sure that you know the Living with the Land is in Disney. And yeah, Mickey and Minnie, you can't go wrong with them. Just put them on everything. Put them on absolutely everything. It's the one. Yes, just Serena. I love a baggy tee and cycling shorts in Florida. Definitely the way to go. And that's the thing. This time I was like, I'm going to get a lot of baggy t-shirts because I found that last time. Because I typically wear skirts, which are fun, and I find them much more comfortable than like shorts or stuff like that. However, the cycling short is brilliant because it doesn't ride up. It's comfortable and your legs are exposed, so you're very cool, which is great. So definitely doing that. I also got this t-shirt. Now the problem is I'm only doing one full day in Hollywood Studios, and I've got about 4 or 5 t-shirts I could wear in Hollywood Studios. So this we might need help with because I feel like we're gonna have to narrow this down. But first up, for a little bit of a Galaxy Edge Momo, we have this amazing Anakin t-shirt. I love this. It's so cute, and I love it. It's in pink, and it's just so fun. And it is true, like the villains are always the best ones, so that's the thing. Downside, it's not really Anakin. I mean, you could go meet Darth Vader, so we could do that. He's not going to be in Galaxy's Edge, but that's a possibility. But I've done a few trips where I've done Star Wars themed outfits. So now I'm like, oh, if I've only got one day, maybe do I mix it up? Do I do something else? Or do run with Star Wars because I do absolutely love it. Let me try and find some of the other potential t-shirts for Hollywood Studios so we can see. This one. Now I know Liz has this t-shirt because I have seen her in it. And this is such a good find on the Disney store, which is the Jessie t-shirt, which is going to be so much fun. And then on the back, it has the cowgirl. I think this is so fun. And I haven't done a Toy Story themed outfit before. So I think this could be a good pick because it's super, super, super cute. And it's something different, something new to mix things up with. But I got this in the sale as well. So it was only about £12 or something. It was ridiculous. It was so cheap. And I think it's super, super cute. So that is one of the great things. Hi! Oh my god, I love this name. Disney Doll, one iconic name. Thank you so much for dropping by. And yeah, I'm so excited, Nicole, for this next trip. And I can't believe it's 10 days away. And it's interesting because the trip is all planned out. So I know my itinerary, I've got things booked. It's going to be great. However, physically, this is the least prepared I've ever felt for Disney because when I've been trying to get more steps in, life has just been lifing. There's been a lot going on. And the past couple of weeks is just one thing after another. So whenever I'm trying to go out and do things are getting interrupted. So physically, I'm feeling like, oh no, I have to be okay. Because as we all know, I do like to add breaks in. So if it's going to watch a show, grabbing a Dole Whip, afternoon break, things like that, I think we're going to be okay. I'm trying to walk as much as possible now. But it's that thing. Yeah, I'm just feeling like, oh my god, I'm not ready. But it's very, very exciting. It's gonna be so good. Hi Rachel, thank you so much for joining us. It's so lovely to see you. Hi Ben, it's so lovely. Oh my god, you're going to Disneyland Paris September 10th. This is amazing. And do they do refills like popcorn or fizzy drinks where you buy a cup or a popcorn pot? So you can get popcorn buckets in Disneyland Paris. You can either get like the really cool commemorative, like memorable ones, or they do have their own like little Disneyland Paris. I think I've definitely seen this before. I'm hoping they're still there. Or you can just buy it in its own little cardboard container. And I think if you do get the popcorn buckets, you can pay for the refills, and it is cheaper. Liz might know this because I don't eat the popcorn, which is the problem. I'm not a popcorn connoisseur, which is such a shame. Because obviously Disney popcorn is iconic, but I'm just not a fan of popcorn. I feel like, am I missing out? Do I need to get into popcorn? Which also means haven't been getting into the popcorn buckets, which could be a good thing or a bad thing, because I feel they look great, but getting them home can be difficult. It's no good. Yes, the Jessie tea is great because, like you say, it works in any of the Disney parks where you've got a Toy Story land. So you could do Disneyland Paris, could do Disney World, which is very, very exciting. So I just think that's such a great all-around t-shirt. It's gonna be so, so good. Or you're thinking two outfits for one day in Hollywood Studios, a second t-shirt and ears in your backpack for Galaxy's Edge, and one for Toy Story Playground, and you could change your tops when you get sweaty. That is actually a really good idea, isn't it? Because Florida is super, super hot, and sometimes I do the afternoon breaks. That's the perfect time to change. But if not, like you say, just having a t-shirt in the backpack, super easy, switch it out. So that is a possibility. Now, I am trying to not pack as much, because this time I've only got one case, which I've never done Florida for one case. Luckily, I'm going for half the length of time. So I'm hoping that will be okay. I think I've already on my list. I need something like 11 or 12 outfits for 8 days. Well, technically 7, but you land the next day. So I'm like, that's already quite a lot. But I think that is really good because t-shirts don't really take up much space. So that would be amazing. Oh, that's so sad that you don't get popcorn refills for cheaper at Disneyland Paris. Oh, I mean, obviously, if you've got your little popcorn bucket, you can refill it so it looks full again. But it's so sad that it's just the same price. But I suppose that makes sense because they're just like, look, we're making money here. Although I do think that is great in the US. Something I would like if Disney World brought back the refillable mug in the parks. I know you had to have like two separate ones. One if you're at your resort, or you know, you can use it in any resort, and the ones in the parks. But that's really handy. But I suppose it's that thing of, because people go to Disney for quite a long time, that maybe it's not economical. And particularly stuff like, if you buy drinks in the park, a bottle of Coke is like $5. So they're probably like, don't do the refills in the park, get the $5 Coke. It's mad. Oh, this is so exciting. Oh, that's amazing. It's so nice to have a gluten-free snack, isn't it? Because that's the one thing that I think, if you have any dietary requirements, Disneyland Paris, you can miss out on snacks. That is the one area where it feels like, okay, we're not getting like a lot of opportunities to indulge here. So that is really, really, really good. And it's just gonna be so much fun. Like, it's such a good time. And this is also the crazy thing. In the live stream, you've heard me talking about going to Disneyland Paris for Halloween. And when I get back from Disney World, I've got 12 days and then Disneyland Paris. I've never done 2 trips that close back to back, which is very exciting. And I'm going to be doing a video that's going to be telling you all the details of that trip. Very excited. We're going to dive into a little bit of news, because they just announced that if you're in Disneyland Paris for this this Halloween season, the Lucky Nugget Saloon is going to be called the Unlucky Nugget Saloon, and it's getting a Phantom Manor overlay. I can't speak today. I'm very I don't know what's happening. Do you know what? I had a coffee about an hour ago, and ever since then I've been feeling dizzy. The moral of the story is, don't drink coffee this late in the day. I think I've learnt my lesson. But that, I think, is going to be absolutely incredible. The fact that they're kind of making a restaurant have a Halloween theme, I think it's going to be super, super popular. And obviously Phantom Manor is so iconic in Disneyland Paris. I just think it's going to be so good. So I'm definitely going to try and go there, because it has to be done. It has to be done. It's just amazing. Yeah, I think it's so cool. And they did also announce they're going to have a vanilla eclair at Last Chance Cafe, which is also Phantom Manor themed. So I'm loving that we're already getting some updates about what's going to be happening at Disneyland Paris. And this is something I think is really interesting about the Disney parks, is Disneyland Paris is great because the whole park becomes Halloween and you don't have to pay any extra. It's just included in your ticket price. So you can see the Halloween parade, you can see the villains, you can see characters in their costumes. Jack and Sally come out, and now we're getting these cool things like the Unlucky Nugget Saloon, which I think is really, really great. Whereas somewhere like Disney World or Disneyland, it's an extra ticketed event, which is great and also not great, because obviously it's extra cost. That's the not great part. But the other thing that's good is that you can still experience the parks as they usually are, as well as Halloween. It's not like the whole place transforms, which I think is really, really nice, that you kind of get the best of both worlds. The tickets can be quite pricey for the events, but they're definitely worthwhile doing, because, you know, we all know Disney, if they do something, they're going to do it really, really well. And sadly, this trip, I'm not going to go to Mickey's Not So Scary. And I think that's just because the past couple of times I've been, the event is the same and it's iconic. Like, the shows are all absolutely spectacular. They're my favourite part, actually, of Mickey's Not So Scary. Like, Boo to You is like my second favourite parade that I've ever seen. Dream of Shine Bright was the best. R.I.P. Hopefully it'll make a return one day. But Boo to You is absolutely amazing. The song, you hear it once, you're singing it forever. It is so catchy. But then you get to see so many rare characters, like the grave diggers and the flag waving pirates and the hitchhiking ghost. Like, I absolutely love it. Hocus Pocus Poker Show, obsessed. I will watch that maybe once a month on YouTube just for fun, because I am obsessed with how good it is. And not only do you get the Sanderson sisters, you get all the villains. It's just so, so good. And something I really appreciate is people dressing up, because obviously normally as an adult you can't dress up in costumes in the parks, but in America it's like stepping into a film set. But I think because Halloween's always been a big deal over there, they really go all out. Like, when I was a child and it was Halloween, a bin bag got put over my head and I was a witch. That's not really a witch, that you just got a trash bag on. Whereas in America, because, you know, they have specialist stores like Spirit Halloween, and like it's a big thing, people go all out. So it's like walking on a film set and people are iconic. So that's what I love a lot. And interesting, Disneyland Paris, they used to do a Halloween party. It hasn't been around for a few years. I think that's just basically a budget thing, because we've seen other things like the Pride event, although that might be more to do with all of the work going on in the Studios Park not happening. and that was an extra ticketed event. The only time that I've been to something like that was when I went to the pass holder night, which was Halloween themed, which was absolutely amazing. There were rare characters out. It was just incredible atmosphere. So hopefully that will be something that comes back in the future. However, if you are in Disneyland Paris on Halloween itself, you can dress up in costume, which I think is so much fun. I was checking the website because I was like, I need to make sure this is real, because we don't be telling people turn up and then they're like, no. I was like, that's great. And then, of course, in Disneyland, you've got Oogie Boogie Bash. And this is something, again, I really like about Disney. And we've said this a lot. All of the parks are familiar but unique. And it's the same with the Halloween parties. It's different every single park you go to. I just saw today Hong Kong have announced their Halloween party, and it's their like 20th anniversary, and it looks amazing. So I really, really love that all of the parks do something, but they're all very, very different. So it's worthwhile going to all of them. But it's interesting because Oogie Boogie Bash normally sells out a few hours after the tickets go on sale. I think it looks amazing. I really want to go to Oogie Boogie Bash. And I love that you have the villain trails, and you get to see people like Dr. Facilier and Oogie Boogie. You get rare characters as well, which I think is really, really cool. So I was writing down some of the characters that they had there. Judge Doom from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. One iconic character to see in a Disney park. Like, you just don't get that. And I'm like, great throwback as well. Absolutely love that. You can see Hades, although I did meet Hades at Disneyland Paris at the Halloween party, which I loved. So much fun. Ernesto de la Cruz, Pain and Panic. Like, I just think they really go all out. And something that I also loved in Disneyland was the Night Before Christmas overlay on Haunted Mansion, because I don't mind Nightmare Before Christmas, but it's not one of my favourite films. I don't watch it all the time. So I was kind of like, I'm not jazzed to kind of go on it. I'd rather just go on Haunted Mansion. I was wrong. Massively wrong. It is iconic. It's so good. I didn't think Haunted Mansion could be kind of like improved in any way, but it does it really, really well. It doesn't kind of take anything away. But it's just so, so fun, and I think it's amazing. So when you have these ride overlays, absolutely amazing. And yeah, Disney know what they're doing. They're not like messing about. They're like, if you want Halloween, we're giving you Halloween, which is so, so good. Oh, I love Liz said, I sold the Jessie T shirt on Vinted because it felt too choky around my neck. It was too tight. Try it on before you take it. It was great when I went to meet Jessie with Jessie ears on, but sold it after. That is something that I have been aware of when I've been putting it on, because I don't like t-shirts that are like you say, super close to the neck, and it also looks weird, I think, when it's like literally that tight. So definitely think trying things on, like you say, and trying the full outfit on and being like, do I like this? Am I comfortable? Because this is where I've been having trouble. I've got the clothing and I know like which park each thing can go in, but it's trying to work out what top to go with what bottoms, and that's the bit that's been stressing me out. Serena says, we really enjoyed Halloween last year. I think the decor was better than Disney World, and it's around the whole park, not just Main Street. However, Walt Disney World have upped it this year. And yeah, that's really interesting. And it is also interesting in Disney World, isn't it, that really Halloween is in Magic Kingdom. Like, the other parks don't really have anything Halloween going on. You can buy merch and stuff, but it really is Magic Kingdom is where you're going to find the most of it. But yeah, it's absolutely. Hi Victoria, how are you doing? It's lovely to see you. I am I love that you've brought up the unlucky nugget, because we've just been talking about this and it sounds absolutely incredible. Like, absolutely need to go and see it. It's an absolute must. And I'm just so excited to see what they do. And I do love, like, we obviously know it's going to be related to Phantom Manor because of what they've released, but they haven't given you all the details. So I think that's quite fun that it's kind of like a tease, and I'm assuming closer to the time they'll let us know. I'm very, very excited. Also, during this live stream, I'm hoping, if you see me occasionally checking my phone, I am hoping that they are going to announce something to do with World of Frozen, because D23 is currently happening. The panel is at 3 p.m. to 8 o'clock our time. So, you know, anytime from like 8 o'clock onwards, guys, we might get some big, exciting Frozen news, exclusive, breaking news on the live stream. So we will keep checking. But let me see if I can find some of the other tops I was thinking for Hollywood Studios. I've got another Star Wars one. I absolutely love this one. I don't wear a lot of red. Oh, it's inside out. But I think this is also fun because it's kind of a rarer character. So I think it'll be good. But again, this character you will not find in Galaxy's Edge. So I'm like, Is it okay? Is it not okay? What are we thinking? I have a Lando t-shirt. This is going to be absolutely so much fun. Like, so iconic. Look how stylish he is. Absolutely love this. So this is another potential Star Wars outfit look. But yeah, I love it when you get merch for like rarer characters because they deserve all the love too. We don't just want to go with the ones that we all know about. We want the fun ones. It's so good. Yes, Victoria, D23 has been a hit topic of conversation in our house, and that's the thing, isn't it? And it's great that the way D23 typically works is they have 1 year where they do all the big announcements, they have the parks panels, all of that, which is what we had last year, and we had huge amounts of news. Then the next year, they tend to talk about stuff in the archive, but I feel like they have been giving us more stuff than I was expecting. I was expecting it to be more like maybe some progress updates on certain things. Like today, they did a lot about the Villains Land coming to Disney World. They're showing a lot of the when the Imagineers have been traveling, getting inspiration for that land, a lot of the photographs that have been inspiring them, which is so fun. But I feel like we're getting more news than I anticipated. So I'm hoping something about Frozen will be mentioned. It'll be so good. I think you're so right, Victoria. Planning your outfits is such a fun part of every trip, isn't it? And it's just, yeah, like I said, when you're going to like Spain or something, it's super fun and you go, okay, what do I want to wear each day? But with Disney, because you theme your outfits to, well, not everyone, but us, to what you're doing, who you're meeting, a park, something like that, it becomes such a big part of the trip. And you're like, okay, I've got this many days in this park, I need this many outfits, go. It's so fun. Now, this one I was like, could be a potential for, I mean, it could be anywhere really, but potentially Epcot. And it is I love this colour. I'm obsessed with the bright green, but it's the orange bird. And I just think it's so much fun. I love orange and I love bright green. So this t-shirt is an absolute win because it's both. This one, it would be more difficult to style, I think. I will probably take some shorts this year. I'm not a shorts fan, as we all know. And I've taken the plunge. Let me find some of the shorts that I've bought. So I have these really comfy grey kind of like, they're not like denim, and them I'm absolutely taking because I live in them because they're so comfy. But something I have bought are these super cute multicolored shorts, which I think will be great because I think they could actually go with a lot of outfits. Because they've got so many colours in them, they could just go with absolutely anything. And I have got some traditional denim ones, but I don't like shorts. I've got two different colours. I don't really want to pack 4 pairs of shorts, considering I'm going for 7 days and I probably won't wear them. So I'm thinking maybe the grey ones that I know I will wear, these ones, some cycling shorts for the coolness, and then maybe a handful of skirts, like 2 or 3 skirts that I could mix up. So say I put the shorts on and then I go, oh no, I've remembered that I don't like shorts. I could switch to a skirt and mix it up that way. This is such a good point, Liz. With the Unlucky Nugget Saloon Halloween overlay, I'm thinking it's the same concept as Lounge Lightspeed. Overpriced food and drinks, but villains walking around. That's my guess. That would be amazing. I did actually see someone today. I don't know how they got the information, but someone did post that it's going to be a set menu. It's going to be €30 for adults. But I think that makes perfect sense because they've already tried it with Lightspeed Lounge or Lounge Lightspeed, and people liked that. It was super, super fun. Let's do this. And then you can have some super fun roaming characters. Like, I would be obsessed with that. That would be so much fun. Yeah, the shorts are so much fun, aren't they? Just all of the colours. And I did a TikTok all about doing double shorts because basically one of the things I hate about shorts is when you're wearing them and they start like riding up and up and up, it drives me mad. So I think I'm gonna wear snag tights, chub rob shorts underneath. I've got some that are in really bright colours. So if you wear them underneath these, it helps prevent that and it's just more comfortable. And because they're like bright colours, they kind of also go. So I can kind of make it look like this was an intentional thing rather than a comfort thing. But it definitely is a comfort thing. It absolutely is a comfort thing. I've also got some t-shirts that I think are just general, vague, you could wear anywhere ones, and I absolutely love this one. There's a little Walt Disney t-shirt. I think this is so fun. I've Walt throughout the years and lots of cool quotes. And it's kind of nice because this is a good t-shirt if you want to park hop because you can kind of wear it in any park. You can wear it on a travel day. It's a very versatile top because I definitely have t-shirts that I will wear in a specific park. And it's like, if it's a Hollywood Studios themed t-shirt, I'm wearing a Hollywood Studios. If I park hop, I will loathingly wear it. But like Liz says, maybe I need to get into putting a t-shirt in the backpack, and then we don't have to worry about that anymore. Yes, Victoria, the shorts are very 90s. So I feel like it totally fits with, like, because like I say, I have always loved the parks, but when it comes to the movies and stuff, it's all that nostalgia. I'm still very much stuck in the 90s. And I'm very excited for when the next, like, renaissance will be, because we know it will happen. It will happen at some point. And I don't think it's that the recent releases have necessarily been bad films. I think they haven't been marketed enough. So like Elio, I really enjoyed that. I didn't see any advertising for it at all. The only reason I knew about it is because I go to the cinema every single week. So when I was checking the listings, it came up. And also it's like, I think what's interesting, and I'm not trying to shade Disney by saying this, but all of their big hits have been taken from super successful fairy tales. And I suppose it's that thing of, like, we already kind of know the fairy tales, and then Disney bring to life and add music, and you just learn so much more about them. But because they've already come from, like, beloved, well-known tales, it's almost like, as we know with any film, the hardest part of it is marketing. Like, how do you get people to want to see a film? So I think when they've had their completely original ideas, that can sometimes be the hardest, because when you hear about, like, Cinderella, you know of the story already. And that's, I think, why they also do a lot of live action remakes, because people know what they're going to get. They know the storyline. If they already love it, they're going to be keen to see it. Whereas it's much harder with something original, of going, like, how do we grip people to come in? I don't know how I've ended up talking about this when I was talking about a t-shirt, but sure, we've ended up down this little some side track that I've gone off on, but I love it. I love it. I'm very much looking forward to. They have been announcing actually at D23 some of the upcoming films. There's one called Gatto, which I'm so excited about because it's obviously about cats, which can be absolutely incredible. So what do we feel about Toy Story though? Are we doing too many Toy Stories now? Do we need to rein Toy Story in, or are we still ready for more Toy Story? Because the first three, perfection. 4, I didn't mind it. Love Duke Kaboom. Do we need endless amounts though, or are they going to start to taint it? Let me know what you think. Yes, Victoria, you're 100% right. They do have these eclairs with the grimming singers on them, and they look great. They look so fun. And this is actually a great question I had from Chris, and he was saying, what is the one Halloween snack you wish was available all year round? And I'm the worst possible person to answer this, because there typically aren't vegan Halloween snacks. So I'm like, I'd like one. That would be amazing. Anyone. Last year I did manage to get a Halloween themed allergy friendly cupcake in Disney World. So that was fun. However, it was made of banana, and I'm not a big banana fan. So I was like, I can kind of accept it if it's inside, if it's like banana bread or something like that. But this is borderline. But I'd love to know what your favourite Halloween snacks are, because it's always so helpful to hear what other people think, and get tips and advice from each other. And there's so many amazing, iconic looking desserts, but sometimes something can look better than it tastes. So I'd love to know if you've had something and you're like, this is amazing, and other people need to try it. It's so good. Hi, Jose. Thank you so much for joining us all the way from the Netherlands. It's absolutely fantastic to have you here. Fairy godmother, aka Liz, Walt Disney t-shirt for One Man's Dream in Hollywood Studios. Excellent for aircon, break two, and indoor photo ops. This is so true. And that's the thing, isn't it? You can find like little bits, or like if you're in Magic Kingdom, getting a photo with like the partner statue. Again, like this would be great for like Disneyland Paris and Walt Disney Studios Park and the partner statue. So I just think it's a great all-around t-shirt. Jose, you're all for more Toy Story, and that's the thing. They are such beloved characters, and they are always such fun films. And I think that's the thing. Like, maybe it's just me that thinks like that. I always think of the first three as a trilogy, and then all of the extras as like widening the universe. I don't know if that's just how other people see it, but it's kind of like you had that perfect kind of capsule of the three, and now everything else is kind of expanding it. So I'm not mad about it. Like, I think it will be great to kind of see the story continue. But yeah, I know some people are like, we don't need any more like remakes, live action films, sequels, just do the original stories. But as we say, it's much harder to market original stories. So I can totally see kind of why they're doing it, but they are also cancelling a lot of live actions, which again, when some of the live actions haven't performed as expected, I can understand that they're like, oh, this one we're on the fence about. Do we commit to putting all this money in? Maybe not. Are there any films they haven't done that you'd like to see? Do you know what I'd actually like? More villain background stories like Maleficent, stuff like that, because I think people are so intrigued by the villains, and I don't think we have enough villain content. So I would love to see more like where did they come from. I really like the Twisted Tales books. I don't know if you've ever read them, but they kind of give you the backstory to the villains, and I think they could kind of do those as films. I think that would be top notch, and we all love a villain, and especially spooky season, all of the villains. But I've got another Magic Kingdom potential t-shirt. This one I love. It's Sarsaparilla! And one of the big things that's happened today, they've just announced that Carousel of Progress is going to shut for renovation because they're going to be adding a Walt Disney animatronic to the start, which I think is going to be absolutely amazing. And I love t-shirts like this because if you just wore this out, people would just think, okay, it's a fun t-shirt or whatever. But Disney people would know the reference. So I think that's iconic. And I really love a t-shirt like that, where like if you're a diehard fan, you know. I was in Epcot once and there was a man and he was wearing a Maelstrom t-shirt, and I was just like, I have to go and say that's amazing. And it's one of those things. Only people that love Disney and maybe people that had gone to Epcot when they still had Maelstrom, and you could reminisce together about how good it was. It was so fun. Jose, you're going for the first time for Halloween in 59 days. You're going to try all the snacks. Oh my God, I am obsessed. You're going for your first Halloween trip. It's just so much fun. And I think, like I said, this is something Disney do really, really well. That, you know, I think sometimes people worry, like if I go and it's Halloween or a Christmas overlay, will it change the fundamentals of the park? But I just think it just adds something really, really new. I don't think it takes anything away. And yeah, I'm loving that we're getting more and more details, particularly about Disneyland Paris. Because obviously in Florida, Halloween's already started. It's old news. We've moved on. Whereas the other parks are starting closer to Halloween, which makes much more sense. But speaking of Halloween, I also have this super, super fun Madame Leota t-shirt, which I've got from Disney World, but I've never worn it in Disney World yet. Something else that's great about this is a very thin material. So it's a catch-22, isn't it? It's black, which is not good for the heat. You know, you're absorbing it all. You are now hotter than the sun. However, thin, very thin material. So it's like swings and roundabouts, but I absolutely love that. And I do also have something that I bought my last trip that I haven't worn in the park yet, is a Madame Leota shirt, like a Haunted Mansion shirt with all of the different things that are floating around Leota's room. And again, I do love a shirt and I don't wear them as often, but I'm like, I think a shirt is a great thing. Like, the only thing that can be difficult with a shirt is where you're wearing a backpack, it can sometimes keep pulling on the shirt and you have to keep readjusting it. That's the only downside of the shirt. But apart from that, I love it. And I'm like, got to have all of the spooky season things, because if you're going in spooky season, this is the perfect opportunity. This is the perfect time to be doing it. And because of that, I also have the potential. This is one of my absolute favourite t-shirts I've ever bought at Disney, because I love tie-dye. I love yellow, orange, and my third favourite colour is pink. Which I don't know if adults tell people their favourite colour. That sounds like a 5-year-old thing. But I love this. I love the tie-dye. I love that you've got little Mickey on the back. However, I bought this on my last trip and I did wear it in the last vlog series. So is it best to leave this? Potentially I could take this to Disneyland Paris. Even though it does say Disney World on, but look, I'm expanding into cross-pollination. So perhaps I could, and I think that could be super, super fun. So let me know what you think. Should we save that for Disneyland Paris and wear something different to the park this time? Because we have the option. We've got the option. Are we thinking we should do something Haunted Mansion? Should we go with one of those choices for a Magic Kingdom day? I'm actually going to be visiting Magic Kingdom, I think, 3 times during this trip. One will be the first day. Guys, strap in. My first day, I'm not going straight to Magic Kingdom, which literally pains me. But with the itinerary, it worked out best. But what I wanted to do was make sure I go there in the evening, because then I have the opportunity to see Disney Starlight and Happily Ever After, because I only have one other chance during the trip to do that. So if for whatever reason one of them is stopped because of inclemental weather, you'd still get the opportunity to see them. So I'm doing one evening, and then I'm doing a day where it is a party night. So it will be a short day that finishes at 6, and then a full day. So we've got at least 3 outfits for Magic Kingdom we need. Should one of them be Haunted Mansion? That is the question. Oh my gosh. Yes, you're so right, Victoria. Any Halloween snack that is vegan would be nice, because that's the thing. I feel like that's the one place that we always miss out, and I'm like, please let us have something sweet. We like the treats too. Liz says, I loved Toy Story 4 because of Bo Peep. She went badass, and I'm here for it. And I was drawn to her badass self. And that's the thing. I think there was some great characters. Like I say, I'm obsessed with Forky. Obsessed. Um, Absolutely hilarious when he's just like, trash, I'm trash. And I'm like, I'm upset. Like, that's so funny to me. Love Duke Kaboom. He's amazing. So yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how they kind of keep expanding the universe. And that's the great thing, isn't it? Like your imagination is limitless. So they can just keep going, okay, let's introduce more and more characters, see how they interact with the people that we already love. So I think that's going to be so much fun. Hi, Jill. Thank you so much for joining us. It's so lovely you're here. Jill's going to Disney World very soon, which is so amazing. But how amazing was Maelstrom? Like, what an iconic ride. And I get that Frozen is super popular. Although I was reading up about it, and what was interesting is that once they had formed the idea of doing a Frozen film, at that time they decided to change Maelstrom, which was years before the film came out, and they had no clue what Frozen would do. They did not expect it to be as successful and popular as it was. So it was a huge risk to kind of go, let's take a ride that a lot of people really love and find iconic and change it into a new film that we don't know how it is going to go. But it's seemingly worked out. And I'm kind of excited to see Disneyland Paris's version, because obviously the faces are different. It's the like upgraded version. So that should be really fun. Oh, I love this, Jose. You're doing Halloween and Christmas parties. I cannot wait. Are you doing the iconic trip where you go kind of the end of October, beginning of November, and then you get the best of both worlds? Because isn't that so much fun? And I love that, because I also think Disney, like, I think Christmas is probably the best time of year in any Disney park, and they do Christmas so well. So getting to have both in one trip would be amazing. It's so good. Rachel, you're waiting patiently for Hunchback live action. And that's the thing, I think that would be absolutely incredible. And there were rumours that it's coming, but I think they've kind of got a bit nervous, considering like stuff like Snow White. There was a lot of controversy about the dwarfs. Do you use little people actors? Do you completely change them? Do you make them CGI? Which I think is probably the worst out of all of the options. So I think they're kind of nervous about what would you do with Quasimodo. And I have to say, I recently went to see The Hunchback of Notre Dame in concert, which was absolutely mind-blowing. I have to say that I think out of every single Disney stage musical I have seen, those songs are unreal. I literally had goosebumps and was crying the whole time. It was incredible. But even with that, there was controversy about Quasimodo. So I wonder if Disney are nervous to touch it. But I would love it, because it's always been one of my childhood favourite films. I mean, it was great rewatching it as an adult and kind of getting more of the themes. And actually, it's really dark. And then the stage version is actually more based on the book. So it's much darker than the animated version. But the music, oh my God, absolutely amazing. It's so good. Hi, Gareth. Lovely to see you. How are you doing? Thank you for joining us. And Aaron's with you. I'm loving it. Live from Belfast, which is so exciting. If Chris is still here, basically in the same place, which is absolutely fantastic. You've booked Disneyland Paris for 2 weeks, for the second week of September. Can't wait. Oh my God. Christmas season. You're going to have the best time. And I think Disneyland Paris it's obviously already a gorgeous park, but at Christmas, it's just so special. And I think, it's, again, because it can get a bit colder and you can get cozy and stuff, it feels Christmassy, because it's one of those things. I suppose because I've grown up in the UK, Christmas you always associate with cold. And Disneyland Paris, you get the full effect, which I absolutely love. So you're going to have the best time. Victoria, you're voting for a Haunted Mansion Day. I think that would be so fun because I've also got some ears that would be absolutely perfect and haven't worn these in the park yet. So it seems such a shame. So I think that would be a really good option. Have like a full outfit. Absolutely amazing. Hi, Natalie. Thank you so much for joining us. It's lovely to see you. I'm loving this. Maybe we should dive into a bit more of the news. Like the Disney news, of course, not the real life news. That's miserable. We're going to dive into the Disney news. Beacon Barrel has just opened. It looks amazing. I'm trying to avoid spoilers because I did luckily get a reservation. However, that was some of the most stressful reservations I had to get because the first day the system went kaput. It like you couldn't book any dining reservations at all for the first 3-4 hours. I waited 8 hours to book, and that's also because obviously I wanted it for myself, but also I had clients I was booking for. And then Disney said, nope, it's not going to happen. It will happen the next week. The next week, I was primed. I was ready. It was going live midnight UK time. I go to bed about 9 o'clock, and I was like, I'm going to power through. I'm not going to be an old person today. I'm staying awake. I kid you not. I got in the queue at 11:30. Fantastic. I've got a head start. 12 o'clock. Boom. Reservation on sale. 12:01. Power cut. And I was like, are you joking right now? Are you joking? Luckily, I'd also joined the queue on my phone, and I managed to get all of the reservations for me and 2 clients. But we did. We did. Let me know. I always think when Coco meows, she sounds like she's saying no. But I did get them, Coco. So I cannot wait to experience it because I've been seeing a lot of reviews coming up because obviously it is literally just opened in the last 3 days. So cannot wait to experience that. And I love Ogre's Cantina, and I feel like it looks like Beacon Barrel might even be a bit more immersive. So I'm loving that we're probably going down that route, which is so much fun. Victoria, I'm not doing Mickey's Not So Scary this time, just because the past couple of times I've done it, where the party is the same sort of format, I was like, okay, let's choose which we're going to do, because where I had a set budget for this trip coming up, and also very soon there's going to be a video all about how this trip came about, and there's going to be a theme to the trip, so I'm very excited for you to see that. But I was like, oh, what do I do? So I kind of skipped over that. However, what I am going to do is go to Halloween Horror Nights. And do you know what's really, really funny is that I became obsessed with Halloween Horror Nights last year. And one of my favourite horror film franchises is Terrifier. I'm obsessed with Art the Clown. And kind of at the end of the year, beginning of this year, there were lots of rumours that there was going to be a Terrifier house, the first Terrifier house. And I was like, oh no, of course they're doing this when I'm not going to be there. And then I was like, can I go all the way to Florida to go to Halloween Horror Nights? That's not realistic. Ridiculous. And I just was like, oh, I'm just going to have to get my head around. I'm not going to get to go. However, this trip opportunity came up, and I was like, no, I'm going to get to go. So I am going to go. And of course, I have to go and rep Terrifier. So I did also get an Art the Clown t-shirt, which I'm so excited to wear. And I'm going to be wearing cycling shorts under this because it's nice and big and baggy. And I'm also packing a poncho because they have said that you get absolutely drenched. In fact, the first night that they did the Terrifier house, they had to shut it down because it flooded. The water was up to mid-calf. So I was like, wear things that like my legs can dry off quickly and the poncho will cover the rest. So that's what we were doing this time. Oh, I love that. Hi, Jose, you're going to do the double whammy of visiting at the end of October for the Halloween and then into November for the Christmas, which is so much fun. And I really do think that is like such a hack, isn't it? Because picking the time of year to visit is a big decision, and it really impacts like what's on. So doing both is amazing. It's gonna be so good. Oh, Jill, I absolutely love this. You didn't manage to get Beacon Barrel, but you are doing Ogres at 9:40 when the park is closed. And that is such a top hack, isn't it? Because getting to be in the park, no one's in Galaxy's Edge, you're getting all of those photos of the Millennium Falcon with no one else in them is amazing. And I'm wondering if with Beak and Barrel, it will also be the same. If the latest reservation of the day, you will be in the park a bit after it shuts, so you'll get those castle shots with no one in. What I think is interesting though now is the parade, Disney Starlight. looks absolutely incredible. Twice a night, which is really fantastic. 1 hour before the fireworks, 1 hour after the fireworks. So I'm really interested, first of all, to see it because it just looks absolutely incredible. It's so nice to have a nighttime parade again. Second of all, to see what it does to the waiting for the nighttime shows, because obviously people tend to start waiting for Happily Ever After 2 or so hours before, which I can't do. I'm not doing it. And to be fair, when I've done it before and I've waited like an hour and a half, the second it starts, there's kids on shoulders, can't see anything. So I'm like, I've just wasted an hour and a half sitting here. What was the point? It'll be interesting. Like, at what time are people now getting a spot? Because if you want to see Disney Starlight in the Castle Hub or on Main Street, I think people are going to get there really, really early and then do those shows back to back. Whereas I'm like, maybe the later show is a better option. And I definitely think I'm going to go more towards Tiana, or like, between Tiana and Haunted Mansion, because I think that's probably going to be a good spot to view it with less people, less crowded. So yeah, we'll find some sort of spot for the fireworks and then dash and see how it goes. But I think that's going to be really interesting to see just how that works, what people are doing, how early are they starting to sit down on the curbs now. It's a real thing. Oh, I love that Coco's now, she's made her little appearance. She's like, I'm now leaving, but I'm sure she will make another appearance later, which is so, so fun. Jill, yes, the wet route for Terrify should be just water, and I think they are using lights to give the impression of blood. So it should just be water, and it should be absolutely safe. But this is the thing, isn't it? Because it's all stuff like, if we're going to wear white shoes, how are they going to cope in the house? It's all of these problems that we're now having to think about. Victoria says, please leave your microphone on again when you visit Halloween Horror Nights. That was hilarious. Hearing your comments and how much you had to bleep out. Yes, it was so, so, so funny. So, yeah, it was so funny kind of coming back and finding that. And I was like, this is hysterical. And it still makes me laugh. Especially because I thought that I was quite nervous, like, how am I going to cope in Halloween Horror Nights? And I came out of the event thinking I coped really, really well. And then the microphone told a different story. So we were very frightened, but we were also laughing. But you know what's really interesting? I love Art the Clown so much. I don't think I'm going to be scared. I'm just so excited to see Art the Clown. And I think that's really interesting because the other houses, you're going to be really frightened. Whereas Terrified, I don't know. I'm sure there will be frights because I jump. Like, you could literally walk towards me, hide behind a corner. So I've seen you jump out on me and I'm still screaming and jumping. So I would definitely still have a reaction, but I'm just so excited for it. It's going to be amazing. Gareth says, we were at Halloween Horror Nights last year, gutted we're missing the Terrifier house this year. That's the thing, isn't it? And I was like, how is it possible this is happening now? Because it just sounds absolutely insane. And I love, 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 love the films. So I think it'll probably be one of those houses that they will bring back because I think it's going to be super popular. Like, really, the hype has been that in the lead up to Halloween Horror Nights. And, there's going to be another Terrifier film coming out. So I definitely think they will like do it again, and especially because Art the Clown is such a fantastic Halloween Horror Nights character fit, like could not be better. And like this year, I feel sorry for people that don't like clowns because Art the Clown is literally roaming everywhere, like you can't escape him. So there's been so many funny videos of people like in shops and he's like trying to force them to buy Art the Clown merch, which is so so I am desperate to see him. I'm gonna wear my t-shirt. I've bought some sunflower sunglasses, and I'm like, I need to find him, and it's gonna be amazing. He is so good. Hi guys, so lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. It's wonderful for you to be here. No delay at all. Don't worry about it. But it's amazing your countdown. It's just 46 days now. And it's weird, isn't it? Because when you book a trip, it always feels so far away. And then you get to the 100-day mark and time speeds up. But then I think once you get to like a month, it just flies by. And you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe how quickly everything's coming around. So that is very, very exciting. Yeah, Jill, just 3 days to go, which is amazing. Like how far? Because it is great, isn't it? When you get to that point where you can go, oh, I'm going on Wednesday instead of going, I'm going next week or next month. You can say the actual day, which is so good. So I'm going to show you some more of the potential outfits that we have. What have we got here? This one I've never worn before in Disney World. I wear it a lot at home because I absolutely love the design. However, because of the colour of it, I'm like, is it going to be too warm? Because I try and avoid dark colours. But I do love this one because it is a really retro style Disney World print. So I actually got this. I think it was during the 50th anniversary celebrations. So I think obviously it was intentionally made to look retro. I absolutely love this. And like I say, I tend to not wear dark colours, but it could be one of those like maybe Magic Kingdom at night because I feel like dark colours fit more at night. That sounds ridiculous, but do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? So the one evening that I'm there just for the evening, that could be a potential outfit. I've also got a t-shirt that could go to any of the parks, honestly. And again, that's kind of nice. And it might be worthwhile taking this as a t-shirt because, like Liz was saying, if there's ever a day where you're like, I think I'm going to want to change my t-shirt in the day or switch the outfit up, something like that, this little Disney World sign. I just think it's so cute. And loving all the pink, getting everything in pink. They're nice and baggy, super oversized, gonna be super cool. So this could be like a backup day. It could be a day where you're doing more like shopping and things like that. You don't have to be kind of like a park specific t-shirt. It's more like a general t-shirt. I did also have another new purchase, which I'm definitely going to take this, and I think this will be a shopping day t-shirt. But I also think it's a great t-shirt to wear absolutely anywhere. Oh, sorry, it's inside out. Should have thought of this before, shouldn't I? But it's a Disney adult t-shirt. Now, the only thing that is the downside is it's this happiest place on earth, which is obviously Disneyland's motto, and Disney World is the most magical place on earth. However, I think this is gonna be super fun. Wearing it with some like shorts, some nice shoes, and you can wear it in any park, any Disney park really in the world on any day. Doesn't have to be Disney World, doesn't have to be Hollywood Studios, could be literally any Disney park. So I think that was a good purchase. It was a good all-round t-shirt. And there's always been a lot of hatred towards Disney adults, and recently there's been like a lot of stirred up because on Loose Women they kind of made some nonsense comments about adults on their own in the park. So I think advertising people that I am a fully fledged Disney adult and I don't care would be so much fun. But the signed t-shirt is so cute, isn't it? And it's just so lovely. And it's also one of those like it could be a good travel day t-shirt, and like kind of showing this is where we're going. Although typically on a plane I will wear a skirt, not a skirt, a dress, because I find obviously you do not want to be wearing jeans or trousers because once you land in Florida and you walk outside and you get that of humidity and heat, you would immediately be like, I've got to go. I can't be in here. This is too much. Shorts, like I say, not a big fan, could be uncomfy. Skirt, possibly, but I feel like dresses are the most comfortable on a plane. So it could go with any. We can wear it anywhere. It'll be fine. I've also got my iconic and classic t-shirt that again can kind of go to any park, anywhere, which I got from the Disney 100 exhibition, which is the Musketeer t-shirt. And I kind of loved this. The last time I went to Mickey's Not So Scary, I dressed up as a Musketeer. So I always really love that, really love the design. And again, it's nice to have a t-shirt that, say you get out there and you've got your outfit of the day and then you think, I don't really like this. It's nice to have ones that you can wear in any park as a backup and then do a switcheroo. Because that's what I'm worried about. Where I'm going to take less clothing, I'm like, am I going to suddenly be like, oh my god, I don't want to wear any of these outfits? Which, why would I do that? That would be ridiculous. I've been planning the outfits for ages. But I never know. I never know what I'm going to be like. So there's that. There's always a potential of that, which is no good. Yes, Victoria, we're actually talking about this with Vinted because I have always been looking up stuff, and I sell on Vinted, but I hadn't bought anything until this week on Vinted. Typically because a lot of there wasn't a lot of range for plus size pieces. However, because of the kind of rise of weight loss jabs, a lot of people are finding they're being really successful and then selling off their wardrobe so they can get a new one. And that's been great because all of a sudden there's way more clothing available. So I've ordered 2 t-shirts that are on the way. One is like a super like lime green t-shirt with Walt Disney World on it, just kind of like the logo. So again, could go in any park. And then one of them is actually a tie-dye t-shirt from 2014, and it was like the official kind of parks t-shirt that year. And it's one of those things because I'm like, we can't be calling it like retro because it was only 11 years ago. And like when you say 2014, I'm like, yeah, that was yesterday. But I suppose technically it was a while ago, so maybe we can go with this retro. It's so much fun. But I thought I'd answer a few more of the questions. Liz had an amazing question, as did vegan mother and daughter. So they had the exact same question, which was, who is your favourite Disney villain and why? And my favourite is my guy, Dr. Facilier. And I think one of the reasons I love him, so I love New Orleans. It's one of my favourite places I've ever been. I've never been anywhere like it. And he just has that embodiment of all of that kind of mystical and magical side of New Orleans, and obviously the hoodoo and the voodoo and stuff like that. I think he's so slick, so stylish, and I think I love Princess and the Frog overall. It's probably one of my absolute favourite Disney films. I think Tiana's my favourite Disney princess. I love the overall story. Love the incorporation of all of those musical styles that you find in New Orleans in the soundtrack. But yeah, I just think Dr. Facilier is so cool. And this is another piece of Disney news that they've just announced at D23 that is on one of the Disney Cruise Line ships. They're going to have lots of villains, including Dr. Facilier. And I'm like, oh my God, that is going to be absolutely incredible. They're also having Loki. Who else are they having? There was 4 people they specifically mentioned. And I was like, this is amazing because we're kind of covering a lot of different types of villains. Because obviously Loki is Marvel villain. Is he a villain or a lovable rogue? Who knows? But I'm so excited that Dr. Facilier is finally getting more love. And this is the thing, when they said Tiana's Bar Adventure was coming out, I was so hoping that Dr. Facilier would be included and there'd be more merch for him. However, when you go on the ride, it totally makes sense that he's not part of it, right? It's way too uplifting, way too joyful for him to be coming along with his naughty nonsense, with his voodoo. However, I would love more Dr. Facilier merch. And I did see when they were showing you the kind of inspiration for Disney Villains Land, he is one of the characters they're using for inspiration. And that's the thing, is it? Like New Orleans itself, the architecture and everything there would perfectly kind of fit a villain's land because it's a lot of gothic stuff. Like, it's great. So I just hope we get some more representation of him, and I can't wait to see what villains are included in the Disney Villains Land, what will happen to the Halloween party, because it's in Magic Kingdom. So when the Villains Land is there, that's probably like, it would be amazing to do a Halloween trip for when that is opened to see how Mickey's Not So Scary incorporates it. So I can't wait for that. That's going to be absolutely amazing. Victoria, I absolutely love this. Vintage is anything over 25 years and retro is more style. I love that we've got an official definition, and this is fantastic to know, because it is like that thing of like, what is the cut-off point and what is the definition? So this is amazing. Liz, you're staying at Port Orleans French Quarter, and there's some Dr. Facilier things in the quick service Sasagula Floatworks, I think it's called, which is amazing. And yeah, this is the thing, like that hotel, perfect, right? If you're having stuff about New Orleans, you need to be having Princess and the Frog and the characters, which is so much fun. Hi Karen, lovely to see you. How are you doing? So exciting. You've been packing for your Disney World trip. You're leaving on Friday. It's the best, isn't it? When you know this is it. Just a few more days and I'm going to be flying out there. That's so much fun. And I love that we're all packing. We're all getting ready. It's so good. So I hope that the packing is going all well. And I do have a few more t-shirts, but these are kind of ones that I have worn before. So I'm like, do we wear them again? We could do. But something that I love, obviously, as we're talking about villains, this t-shirt, again, it's really nice and thin. So for Disney World, absolutely perfect. Iconic. Absolutely amazing. I absolutely love it. And I remember the last time I wore this, when I was walking in, the security guards are like, we're keeping an eye on you. And I was like, oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? And then he was like, oh, you're a troublemaker. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And it's really funny because I always forget that I have like t-shirts on that have slogans, or there was an amazing time once where I had Mickey ears on, but sometimes if you get really comfy ones, you kind of forget they're on. And after like an afternoon break, scanned into the park, and the woman went, oh my God, I love your ears. They look great. And I was like, okay, that's a weird fetish to have. A bit weird to say that. And then when I went to the bathroom and you see the ears, and you're like, oh, she meant the Mickey ears. She was just talking about general ears, which of course you wouldn't be, because how weird would that be? So sometimes you completely forget what you're wearing, and then people make a comment and you're like, this person's a bit weird. So I've got to be more aware of that. If I'm wearing a slogan, people are probably going to mention it. I love that you're so excited, Karen. It's going to be fantastic. I know. I love that we'll both be there at the same time. So if you do see me, come and say hello, because it's always the best to get to meet people face to face. Guy, you could take your daughter to Primark for a shopping trip ready for Disney World. And yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? I do like the Primark kind of change up their offerings quite frequently. So it's so fun because you can go, okay, let's see what they've got, what t-shirts they've got. At the moment, they've got loads of amazing pajama sets. That's what I think they're killing it with at the moment. So that's going to be so, so lovely. And yes, it is great news what was going to be in the Carousel of Progress. And yeah, one of our secret favourites. I think that's the thing. I love that it's such a classic attraction. Iconic song. Another one that is an earworm, will stay with you forever. And it's just such a like wholesome, lovely show. And having Walt there, who obviously was so passionate about animatronics, having him as an animatronic in an animatronic show that he kind of worked so closely on, I think will be a perfect tribute. And it's so fun because obviously we knew Disneyland were getting the Walt animatronic for the 70th anniversary celebrations, but it's fantastic that Disney World are going to be getting something now as well, which is so, so, so fun. Liz, if you wear the Ursula t-shirt, you can get a photo with her at Art of Animation. She is there is a huge statue. Great excuse to ride the Skyliner too. Yes, that's so much fun. And what an iconic, like amazing facade to have. And I remember I have worn this t-shirt in Disney World before, but this was before I'd started vlogging. And I'd gone on Rock and Roller Coaster as a single rider, and I was wearing all Ursula, and the woman I ended up being sat next to was wearing all Ariel, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So we had like a nice little chat before being launched off. And I love those little moments at Disney, and that's something that I think is really nice as a solo traveler, is you get these little interactions with people that you might not have if you were in a group, and they always stick with you. So like when I was there last time and I went on Tron, it was my first ever time on Tron, and as a single rider I never ever thought you'd get to go front row, right, because they're just slotting people in. So I assumed that there would already be people there. However, the man in front of me was in a group of 3, and the 2 other people he was with were put on the last row of the train before. So he got sent to the front row. I was single rider behind him. We got to do single riders next to each other, front row, Tron. And what was really, really fun is he was a big motorcycle guy. So he was like, oh, this is great. It really feels like being on a motorbike. And I was like, this is exciting because I've never been on a motorbike. And then before we were going to do the launch, he was like, what are we doing for the photo? And I'm like, arms up. And he was like, arms up, obviously. So we kind of coordinated the photo together, which was so, so, so lovely. And that is, I think, like a Disney moment of magic, because you don't always get that other places. Something else that's very Disney, waving at people. If I'm on a people mover, I'm waving at everyone that's passing us. And the other day, where was I? I can't remember what I was doing something, and there was the perfect opportunity to wave at people. That was it. When I went to London to see the Hot Truck of Notre Dame, I was walking over a bridge. A boat was going under the bridge full of tourists, and I thought, I'm going to do a wave, I'm going to do a wave. And then I remembered, oh no, that's a Disney thing. If you just start waving at people in London, they will think you're a lunatic. So don't wave at strangers in other places. Because yeah, people just think, who are you? What are you doing? Another t-shirt I haven't worn, and again, this is possibly the thinnest t-shirt I wear. And this sounds silly, but I have got t-shirts that I love that I won't take to Florida because they're too thick. So a thin t-shirt, Lion King. Perfect for Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom, I find, is always one of the hottest parks. And it's interesting because there are a lot of places with vegetation and shade, but I don't know if that like ends up trapping in the heat. Whereas somewhere like Toy Story Land, which is so exposed, I mean, that is unbelievably hot, but it's almost like a different hot. It's like you feel like you're getting baked there. And then in Animal Kingdom, you feel like you're being like steamed, if that makes sense. That's how I process it anyway. Hi, Julia. Thank you so much for joining us. Lovely to see you. And unfortunately, on this trip, I'm not going to go to Epic Universe. And I think what I'm going to try and do is a future trip. I'm going to do, it might be just like a week-long trip to Universal. And what's really great is when I was there in 2022 and Hurricane Ian turned up, I had been in Universal for 1 day, but I had a 14-day ticket, and then of course the park shut for 3 days, and then I went home. So Universal were absolutely incredible throughout the whole thing. But one thing I did do is I reached out to them and I was like, I know you have no control over hurricanes, but I only used 1 day. Is there any way I could save some of the days for a future trip? And they were amazing. And they said, we will give you the full 14 days and you can use it anytime in your lifetime, which was incredible. So I do have this ticket left over for Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios. And then obviously there's always the option of buying day tickets for Epic Universe, or I might even be able to contact customer service and say, can I pay the difference and upgrade it to the 14-day ticket that includes Epic? And what's great is from next year, you can go to Epic Universe as many times as you want. And I feel like you're going to want to go more than once. So I think that's going to be a really, really great way to do it and get the full experience. However, I'm saying like, oh, I'll do a week-long trip at just a Universal. Is that realistic? Am I going to go all the way to Florida and go, oh, skip Disney? I don't think so. So I'm sure that will happen. And I've been loving seeing the videos of Epic Universe. It looks fantastic. I'm so excited for Dark Universe. And I just think it's really, really fun, isn't it? Because that is one of the great things about competition is that it pushes everyone to keep doing advancements and trying to outdo each other, which is just great for us because we just really, really benefit. And it's very interesting that a lot of Disney Imagineers that left Disney during the pandemic went over to Epic Universe and helped design that, which is why I feel like it's the most immersive Universal park we've seen, because you've got all of those people that had that real immersive Disney background. So I just think it just looks so much fun. So that will definitely come up at some point. Yes, you're so right, Victoria. It's not possible to skip Disney, and that's the thing, isn't it? Like, there's no way on earth you could not go because you'd just be so sad. And it's like, if I'm here and it's up the road, it's physically impossible to not go. So I don't know why in my head I'm like, I could do the 1 week Universal trip when I know I physically can't. Like, who do I think I am? I think I've forgotten. Hi, Louise. It's lovely to see you. How are you doing? We are picking out some outfits and we're talking all about the Disney parks and spooky season. I had a really good question actually from Mary Rary, which again, iconic name, which says, do you think mobile order is getting too popular and will it still save time? And I think this is a fantastic question because it's almost an answer of two parts, because I definitely think mobile order does save time, because particularly in peak hours, any quick service restaurant is going to be busy because people are hungry, it's lunch or dinner time, prime time to eat, everyone's heading there. So in those situations, you could absolutely always save time with mobile order. However, I would say that the time it's not so helpful is the popular quick service restaurants. So somewhere like Woody's, I remember in 2022, we'd gone to see Beauty and the Beast show, and as we were waiting to go see Beauty and the Beast, we were like, let's do a mobile order for Woody so that when the show has finished, we can walk over there and eat. However, because it was near lunchtime, there were no possible walk-ups for mobile order, and the wait time to select a slot was like 3.5 hours in advance. So I do think it depends on what restaurant you're dining in. So what can be good is if you know you want to eat your lunch at Woody's Lunchbox in the morning, pre-book it, and you do get some leeway with the window, so you don't have to get there dead on the dot. They don't mind if you get there a bit early or a bit late. And that could be a really good way to make sure you can utilize mobile order for those popular restaurants. But most of them you can kind of, like, if you're in a queue and it's like nearly lunchtime, I'll just have a look. Okay, perfect. I could pick that up in 25 minutes. By that time, I would have been on the ride and come out and walked there. So that can be really good. But yeah, even Disneyland Paris, I think mobile order really, really helps, particularly places like Casa de Coco, where I've queued before 45 minutes for food because it's just so popular. And that can really, really, really help. So yeah, I definitely still think mobile order is the way forward. I'm a big fan of mobile order. Anything that saves time, anything that saves time. And it's like, I don't want to feel like an impatient person, but I think I kind of am. And I think when you're in Disney, you just want to utilize every minute. So I'm like, I don't want to stand in the queue for ages for food. So I'll just mobile order it, get it done, and it's sorted, which is nice. And again, like, it's something to do in the queue, isn't it? And especially when you're solo, because you haven't got anyone to talk to, you might go on your phone just to check social media or talk to people, see how things are back home, do a little mobile order. Perfect. The day is streamlined. Anything for efficiency. But let's have a little look. Oh, Victoria says, I saw the Universal UK has started clearing the land ready for Network Rail to start laying the train tracks, which is so exciting, isn't it? And this is the thing, I think it's so impressive how quickly Universal build their theme parks, because this one is due to open, I think originally they said 2030, I'm now hearing 2031. But really, the fact that like it's 2025 now, and they're going to build a whole theme park, a entertainment district, and a 500-bedroom hotel in the space of like 5 years is unreal. Particularly, I hate to bring it up, after Casey's Corner took 18 months for an awning. Like, it's so impressive how quick, and like Epic Universe was a 5-year build. So Universal really do, like, once they've got it okay, they hit the ground running. So I cannot wait for that. I just think it's going to be so much fun. We definitely need to do a meetup, because I think it's what a fantastic place to go and all hang out. And I think that's just going to be so good. So that's got to happen. It's absolutely got to happen. While we're here, I also just want to quickly go back to outfits, because I bought this dress and I absolutely love it because it's all the colours that I love. However, I was thinking of wearing it in Epcot, because if you're old enough to remember, they used to have in World Showcase this shirt that they wore that was kind of like flags of the world, kind of show World Showcase, right? And this print kind of reminds me of it a little bit. So we're kind of going off-piste. This isn't official Disney. It doesn't have Disney characters, doesn't have rides, etc., etc. Would this work for Epcot? Is it Epcot kind of adjacent enough for people to think, oh, I get what you're doing? And if I wear this, it will be a food and wine day, so you're kind of going to be all around World Showcase. So I think that could be quite a fun option. So I'm like, maybe we do something that's kind of giving Epcot, but who knows? But yeah, it's so much fun. All of the colours. And like I say, in Disney World, I always think like bright colours. I don't know why. I think it's something to do with the sun. If it's sunny, you want to wear bright colours, right? I don't know why. That's just where my brain goes. It's so good. And yes, everyone's like, wear the dress. We're doing the dress. We're doing the dress, because it's just so much fun, isn't it? And a little dress and meeting the characters. I love Donald is such a great meet in Epcot. He's so, I mean, he's always funny, but his outfit is amazing, and he likes to dance around. And sometimes whilst you're there, the mariachi band are playing. So that would be a great place to go and meet Donald. I think it'd be so much fun. Rachel, this is a fantastic question. Is there going to be anything new for you to do this trip? And there's so much, which I am so excited about, because it's only been a year since I was there. And we have the Disney Starlight Parade, the nighttime parade in Magic Kingdom. I think that's going to be fantastic. We've got the Beak and Barrel, which is the new Pirates of the Caribbean themed bar, which is very interactive and immersive. That's going to be so much fun. We've got Geo 82, which is the new adults only, the first ever adult only Disney World bar that's themed around Spaceship Earth, which is so much fun. The Disney Villains Show. And that is something I'd like to point out. Victoria was so generous when she went on her trip, and she brought me back lots of wonderful gifts, and a Disney Villains t-shirt was one of them. I have just worn that, so it's just been washed and it's hanging up to dry, but that is also an option for Hollywood Studios potentially, because of the villain show, but because it's Halloween, I feel like I could wear it kind of any park. So that could also be a really fantastic Magic Kingdom option. So that's so much fun. But I'm very excited to see that, because I love the Disney villains. They've just announced that Tron is getting a Tron Ares overlay, and it's the final day that I'm in Magic Kingdom. For once, something is happening whilst I'm there, rather than the day that I leave. Or the day after I leave, which is what normally happens. So I definitely want to ride that. They're going to have like completely new lighting and new music for it. So I think that's going to be so much fun. And I can't believe just how many things, like Test Track. Test Track is now back. I get to experience the new version of that. So it blows my mind how many new things there are in the space of a year. And I think that's really interesting, because at the moment, obviously Disney World is in a big building phase, because you've got Monsters Inc. land coming, Villains Land, you've got the Latin American land coming to Animal Kingdom, loads of things happening. But whilst all of that's going on, they're bringing new things. So even though there's construction, there's so many great things. There's no need to kind of delay going. So I think they're doing a really good job of that, because there is always that thing, if there's a lot of construction, like I think with Disneyland Paris, some people held off a bit because they were like, oh, I don't want to go there when there's a lot of construction, let's wait till later. Whereas Disney World have made it that actually like won't really be a problem because there's so many new things to experience. So I just think that's going to be so good. Oh, that's so lovely of you, Victoria. But yeah, I think that, and it's such an iconic comfy t-shirt, because some of the materials, like the orange bird t-shirt, I love it, but it's almost like a stiffer t-shirt material, and I'm like, is that going to be super comfy in Florida heat? Whereas this Disney Villains t-shirt is so soft, and also it just moves with you. I know that sounds silly, but I don't like the idea of feeling restricted. In heat, like in the winter, it's almost like fine because it's cozy, but in the heat, it's like, don't be touching me. So when you've got a t-shirt that's just so flowy and lovely, it's perfect. Oh, Victoria says, if you get a chance, I'd really recommend taking a couple of hours out to visit the vintage Disney store, recycling the magic. It's so good in there, full of memories you can buy. That is amazing. And that's the thing, they have these fantastic shops in Disney, well, around Disney World in the local area. And I've never been to any. So I would definitely make a note of that, because that could be so much fun to see, like you say, all of these amazing things that you could bring home that are literally pieces of like Disney history. I think that's so fun. People have also said there's some charity shops not far from Disney where a lot of the locals kind of go, oh, I don't need that spirit jersey anymore, that t-shirt, that bag, and they will put them in there, and they're much more affordable prices. And I'm like, that could be super fun to go and see if there's any bargains. So I definitely need to go and see this. Recycling the magic, I'll remember that, because it's going to be absolutely amazing to see like such unique merch that you could come home with, because it's literally history. It's so good. 25 minutes away, which is not bad at all, is it? Because something I do love about the US is it's so drivable, so easy to get around. And because I've got the car, it's the perfect opportunity to go and like pop out and have a little look around, which is going to be so much fun. But I'm having a little look at my notes because we should probably talk more about Halloween. Oh, have we seen at Disney World Jack Skellington's new face? Because I think it looks great. I think it's such a big upgrade. It just looks fantastic. It looks just more and more like the character. And again, he looks like such a fun character to me because he's very funny and the interactions seem fantastic. But it's one of those characters that if you're going to Mickey's Not So Scary, you could go meet him and Sally, but the queues get very long, sometimes 2-3 hours, which is why at Mickey's Not So Scary, I've always not met characters, because there's so much to fit in. It's physically impossible to do it all in one night. So you kind of have to prioritize what's most important to you. And I always do the shows and then the ride overlays. Although this year, I was very sad to see the live action pirates are not in Pirates of the Caribbean. And I was like, oh my God, guys, because that's such a fantastic overlay and absolutely hysterical. But I'm wondering, because they've got Beacon Barrel and that is open during the party, because you can kind of get the interaction with pirates in there, maybe that's what they're doing instead. But I've always skipped the characters because of that. But this Jack Skellington mask is incredible. I think it looks so good. And Jack and Sally are also people you can meet at Disneyland Paris during the Halloween season. So I might try and do that. But again, it depends how long the queues are. Disneyland Paris have recently introduced the virtual queue, which I just think is such a godsend. But the downside with it is if you get a slot, it's perfect because you're saving so much time. However, if you miss out on slots, it could be disappointing if there was a character you're really looking forward to meeting. But I am wondering, when it comes to seasons, will they add characters? So will Jack and Sally pop up for the Halloween season? Will Santa pop up for the Christmas season? That would be really great if they were included in virtual queue. But I suppose we'll have to wait and see what happens. But that would be really good, because they're two characters I've never ever met, and I would love to do that. So let's see. But is there any characters that you would like, it's particularly like Halloween themed, that I think would be really good at the parties or just roaming the parks? I obviously would love to see Dr. Facilier, and I have to say I have met him once. It was when I was in California. It was the year I visited for my 30th birthday, and he was just wandering around, and I bumped into him, and it was an amazing interaction. The person I was with, I was like, can you take a photo? And they didn't take the photo. They just couldn't use the camera. And I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this is my favourite Disney character. I finally meet him." Didn't get the photo. So I queued up and I was like, because by this point a little queue had formed, and I was like, right, I'll queue up again. And then I got strangers to take my photo because I was like, they know what they're doing. So I said to him, "Oh my god, your voodoo was so powerful that the camera didn't work. It's just all the magic." And then I had a t-shirt on that had all of the different Disney villains, and he was like, "Oh, of course we can have another photo. I'll do anything for a fellow Disney villain." And I was like, "Oh my god, I've been accepted into the club. Oh my god, this is amazing." It is a moment. And he was so much fun. So I'd love to see him out and about more because I feel like he is a popular villain. And like you've got your iconic villains, right? Like your big hitters, like your Maleficents and Evil Queens. But I do feel like he's quite a popular one, although we don't see as much of him. I think we need more. I think we need more. One of my favorite things ever was actually when I went to the Disneyland Paris pass holder Halloween party, and they had the old hag. Because the Evil Queen is one of my favorite Disney villains, but I love her the most when she's the old hag. And I never thought I'd get to meet her in the parks, and it was amazing. We were in the queue for Snow White, and she came into the queue to interact with everyone, which was amazing. She was trying to give her apple away. It was just so much fun. Oh, how very exciting. They've just done the announcement. It's happening. It's happening live. So World of Frozen is opening spring, which is very exciting because that is not far off, right? So that means, say, like March till like June. So that's very, very exciting. And this is also great because it means the when this reservations for hotels go live on the 2nd of September for March, well, beginning of April 2026 through to the end of March 2027, people will now know I'll plan a trip, maybe May, June time to be safe, or maybe a bit later in the year, so that they know World of Frozen is going to be open. So that is very, very exciting that we now have a date. And is anyone going to be booking on the 2nd? And does this change your decision of what time of year you're going to visit? Were you waiting for the announcement? So that would be absolutely amazing. How exciting it's happening! It's so, so, so good. Louise says, "Did you see Marie was at Disneyland Paris today?" No, I did not, but it's so cute. And this is the thing, like, I really, really, really would love to see more of the French characters represented in Disneyland Paris. So Aristocats, Quasimodo, anything, anyone, frankly, from Hunchback, Beauty and the Beast. Because if we're in France, it totally makes sense to have more French influence. And there's so many great characters. So I hope that Marie comes back, and this is not just like a one-off pop-up thing, because that would be so cute. It's so good. Victoria says Sanderson sisters roaming the parks would be great with Billy not far behind. That would be amazing. Could you imagine? And yeah, they would be so fun roaming. And I wonder if that's something they will do in the Mickey's. Oh, I'm so sorry. Some of the clothes fell on the floor. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party during it. And obviously they do the stage show, but maybe before they do this. Although to be fair, the stage show is on quite a lot. I think the friends of the Sanderson sisters might be busy at work, but that would be absolutely iconic. Karen, you'd love to meet the evil queen. You've been watching the queen in Disneyland, and she is hysterical. She is so funny. And what I think is great is because of her character, she can get away with kind of being a bit rude. And it's absolutely hysterical, the comments she makes. Like, whoever she is, she needs a raise because she is absolutely iconic. She's so funny. She's so quick-witted. And I am obsessed as well. Like, my TikTok is full of videos of her because she's just so, so, so good. And I think that's the thing, isn't it? Like I've said before, one of my favourite interactions was with Lady Tremaine, who's the villain from Cinderella. Obviously, I love cats. She's got a cat called Lucifer, who I absolutely love. And I went to 1900 Park Fair back when it was a Cinderella-themed character dining mill. Met Lady Tremaine, so I asked her how Lucifer was, and she said Lucifer's great, but the prince doesn't allow cats in the dining room. And I was like, sick of him. Get rid of him. Get the prince out. Get the cat in. And she was like obsessed. She pulled out the seat. She sat at the table. She's like, "We've got to go and play bridge. We've got like new best friends." And I was like, "This is the best moment ever." And I feel like there's almost like a little bit more scope of interaction with the villains, and to be playful. Maybe because there's the cheeky nature of a villain. So yeah, any time to get to meet any of the Disney villains is amazing. Yes, Jose, it's so great to meet the stepsisters because they can act a bit rude. Same with Gaston, 100%. It makes such a difference, doesn't it? It makes the interaction so much funnier, so much more lively. And yet, the stepsisters are amazing. I loved back in the day when you got to meet Gaston near Gaston's cabin in Magic Kingdom, and he was a hoot. He was so funny, and again, there was so many great videos of him kind of messing about and trying to like, if it was a partnership and there's a couple there, he's trying to like steal the woman away, and I absolutely love it. And that is something though that's quite funny, is sometimes the playfulness can go wrong because obviously they're having to improvise on the spot with whatever you're saying. And that can be super difficult. And they have to stay in character, they have to stay relevant to the storylines that they're allowed to talk about. And when I was at 100 Park Fair, eventually I met the prince. Now, I don't know if he knew I'd been bad mouthing him, but I was saying to him, "Oh, my parents are trying to marry me off, so I met Gaston this morning. Now I've had to come and meet you." Um, and then he was like, "Oh, you should go and hang out with the ugly stepsisters over there." And I was like, "Not so charming, misleading name." But actually, it was really funny, and it became really memorable. And yeah, I just absolutely love it. And I think that's the thing. I think people either really love to get into kind of like talking about the characters' storylines or other characters that are in their films and stuff like that, or you don't really know what to say, or it can be a bit uncomfortable. And what I would say is what's really good is you don't have to have like a big conversation. And typically, if you don't say anything, they will lead the conversation. Like, they're amazing. So don't feel pressured to go in with a backstory like I've created. Like I want to film set, which is amazing. Yes, guys, it's going to be so exciting. And I'm very excited to share the vlog series, and I'm very excited to also share the there's going to be a video before the vlog series starts, which is all about how it came about, what the kind of theme of the vlog series is going to be, which is so much fun. So actually, the videos for this will start to kind of mid to late September, because I'm going to do a packing video. Now that we've kind of narrowed down some of the outfits, I'm going to do a packing video to show what it's like to pack for a week. And also, have I developed the skills to pack for one suitcase? Now, admittedly, I'm going to have a suitcase, a cabin case, and a backpack. So you've got plenty of luggage, actually. And my plan is to use one half of the suitcase for clothing and accessories, the other side to be maybe half full of like toiletries and extra shoes, and then my cabin case would basically be kind of empty for anything I buy, stuff like that. That's the aim. So watch the packing video to see if I actually managed to do that. But that will start. I think that's like the 17th of September, something like that. Then we're gonna have the video kind of setting you up and getting you ready for the vlog series, and the vlogs start the 1st of October. So it's going to be 8 weeks long of Disney World vlogs. And then what's really interesting, because I've never done this before either, alongside Disney World vlog series, there's going to be Disneyland Paris Halloween vlog series. It's going to be 2 vlogs a week from 2 different parks, which is going to be so much fun. And of course, there'll be like dining reviews, all stuff like that. So October is going to be an amazing month. It's going to be so fun to be kind of editing and reliving all the memories. But also, there's going to be so many videos going out. And what's great is stuff like the Disneyland Paris vlog series will be going out in October whilst the Halloween stuff's still going on. So it's going to feel very like current and on topic, which is going to be so much fun. And obviously, same with Disney World. The Halloween celebrations are going to be going on for the whole of the month, so you're going to get to kind of see what it's like. So yeah, it's just going to be absolutely incredible. It's so much fun. Jose, I love that you got to meet Gaston. It's absolutely hysterical, isn't it? Like, again, I just think people that aren't like Disney fans really don't appreciate how amazing, to be fair, all the characters are. But the thing that's interesting with face characters is they have to be able to improvise, because they have to just be able to react and stay in character with whatever someone throws at them. And I would imagine, well, I'm kind of thinking for myself, I would find that really stressful, because I'd be like, oh my god, what if they just asked me something and I don't know the reference or something like that. But I suppose if you're an actor, probably improvisation is really exciting. So that would be really cool. But also, I'm so impressed with fur characters and how they interact with body language, because That's almost like way harder, right? But you totally understand what they're saying. You have a conversation even though they can't speak. And it blows my mind. I'm sorry for the siren. It's okay. They're like, if you're going to say anything controversial, we're going to stop you. But yeah, I absolutely think it's amazing because that's such a skill to be able to fully get across and have a full conversation just with body language alone. And then what's really great about those characters is it doesn't matter what language you speak, which is perfect for people visiting all over the world. So yeah, I just think that's so fun. But Disneyland Paris, we've said this before. If you go to somewhere like Auberge and Drayton, where you have the princess dining now, the princesses pretty much all speak English, French, and Spanish, and some of them will also speak more languages, so that whoever they're interacting with, they can interact with in their own language, which I just think is so impressive. And I think people don't give these people enough props. I feel like Disney fans get it, but people outside of that, they just think, oh, okay, you're a character in a park. And it's like, no, 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 no. Like, they have to learn the mannerisms of the character they're portraying, like the way they vocalize, like, they have to learn uh, the story in depth in case people pick up on certain little things. Like, it's absolutely amazing what these people do. And the fact that they also, probably have to dance if you're all part of the parade. Obviously, you have to act. Like, I just think they don't get enough recognition. I think what they do is such a hard job, and particularly the heaviness of the costumes and the amount of material. It's particularly in Florida here. I don't know how people are doing it. So massive, massive, massive props, because I just think it's absolutely incredible. Interestingly, something I haven't done so far, but I'm really curious to do, is meet Ariel in her grotto in Magic Kingdom. And as we all know, I'm not a big fan of Ariel. I think she's like the worst, like most non-feminist Disney character who's like, I'll give up everything, including my own voice, because I fancy a boy. I think that's such a terrible message. I'm like, calm down, Ariel. Get a grip. Have some self-respect. But like, I've never done that meet and greet, and it looks so cute. And do you know what else I haven't done, which I would love to do? Meeting Winnie the Pooh in Epcot in Christopher Robin's bedroom. Never done that. And again, like Winnie the Pooh, the other day I did a TikTok and I accidentally said I don't like Winnie the Pooh, which is wrong, because it's not that I don't like Winnie the Pooh, but it's just one of those like films or characters that I've never really paid much attention to. So like, obviously I'm fully aware of Winnie the Pooh, but it's not someone that I've really got into. But I feel like going to that meet and greet is so cute, and it's so easy to miss because it's right in the back of the UK pavilion. I don't even think they have signs up, so it's kind of like, unless you know it's there, you wouldn't know. So I would love to do that. It just looks like such a beautiful set. Same with Ariel. And also, that's something else I'm looking forward to. The Little Mermaid show is now back and updated. And whilst I'm out there, one of the updates that's happening is that show is being added to multipass in Hollywood Studios, and that's something I think is great. Is Hollywood Studios has so many shows for you to go and see, and multipass is fantastic because obviously a lot of the rides in Hollywood Studios get long queues because they're like super popular, and there aren't loads of rides in the park. But once you've kind of got through all of them, you can then use multipass on the shows. And then it means you're not having to get there really early and take time out of your day just waiting to get in and to guarantee you can get in. So again, I think that's such a great a thing, and I think it's a nice park for balance with that, because you have like the high octane thrill rides and then the great shows to keep you entertained. So I think yeah, no one really talks enough, I think, about the entertainment in Hollywood Studios, because there are so many shows that you can watch. Although we have to now take a moment for Muppet Vision. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. And maybe in the future, once Villains Land has opened, they'll turn that into a Muppet show, and then because Rock and Roller Coaster will be Muppets by then, it'll become like a little Muppet area again. But as we say, Muppets, everything. No more live action remakes, Muppet remakes, and I would watch every single one of them, and I would enjoy it. And that's kind of also triggered me to remember something I did look up was the Halloween collection on Disney Plus. And what's great about Disney Plus, obviously you've got all the iconic Disney films and TV shows that you expect. But because they own a lot of other companies, you also get stuff that you wouldn't expect to see on Disney Plus. So, this Halloween, if you want to watch Omen, all the Omen films are on Disney Plus. Not where you'd think you could see the Omen films. But I love that. But of course, you've got Hocus Pocus. There's also Hocus Pocus too, although probably the less said about that, the better. Well, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. Something I really enjoyed was they've got Goosebumps series, and I watched the latest one that came out this year. I think it's called The Awakening. It's got David Schwimmer in. Loved it. Found it so gripping. And I just really, really loved it. And I loved the Goosebump books when I was a kid, but this is definitely more a grown up version of kind of Goosebumps. Very, very much enjoyed that. So if you do like Goosebumps and now you're an adult, definitely go check them out. The Muppet Haunted Mansion. Need we say more? It's brilliant. If you haven't seen it, you definitely, it's so good. Go and watch it. It's amazing. In fact, they also have all of the Haunted Mansion films. So they've got the Eddie Murphy version, they've got the recent version. I have to say, I really liked the recent version. And it's one of those things, like, I really like Jungle Cruise as well. Like, I think they've been doing a great job of like the rides being turned into films. The Tower of Terror, I haven't seen this. In our last live stream, we talked about this. So there's already been a Tower of Terror film out, and it was diabolical. But it sounds so bad that I feel like I need to watch it. But there's supposed to be another version with Scarlett Johansson. There was a bit of a argy-bargy between her and Disney, so it got delayed. But I think it's back on track. So I think that would be great. The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. Of course, the Headless Horseman is an iconic part of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. You can go and see him in the original animation, which is so much fun. You've got some of the Disney classics like Halloween Town, Twitches, and then you've got some of the programs like Descendants. They've also got like the zombie films, which I haven't watched. But in Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party this year, they've got a zombies dance party, which is obviously aimed more at younger kids. But I've not actually watched them, so I'm like, maybe I need to get more into like Disney Channel stuff because I feel like a lot of that's bypassed me. The one thing I have seen, because I was obsessed with her from Disney Junior Dream Factory, is Vampirina. Love it. Vampire that moves to the city and just has to exist. Love that. Absolutely fantastic. And then, like I say, they've got films that you wouldn't expect. So, 28 Weeks Later, all of the Alien and all of the Predator films. What We Do in the Shadows. If you've never seen What We Do in the Shadows, either the film or the TV series, please go and watch it. It is the perfect blend of like horror and comedy, but it's more funny than horror. It is so funny. It is about a group of vampires that share a house. The film is I don't know if they're both set in the same location, because I think they're both kind of like New Jersey area. Absolutely brilliant cast, absolutely hysterical. Love that. I loved The Walking Dead. That's on Disney Plus. Again, did not think that would be something you would find on Disney Plus, but that's so much fun. Then you've got some of the great things like Marvel have done something called Werewolf by Night. And early this year, I thought, as I'm trying to get through as much Marvel as possible, I'll take a look at it. And it's kind of like a standalone thing. You don't have to watch other Marvel films. It's not even particularly long. And they've got a black and white version and a colour version. And everyone said watch the black and white version. So that is what I did. Loved it. I thought it was really, really, really good. So I'd highly recommend that. Agatha All Along. Still haven't seen that myself. Because I haven't finished WandaVision. And I know that you have to have seen one to watch the other. So, but everything witchy, so much fun. And what I do like on Disney Plus is if you go to the search box and just click on it and don't type anything, underneath loads of things will come up. And if you scroll down, there's a one that's called collections. And it'll be stuff like Marvel or animated films, etc., etc. But they do have a Halloween section. So if you're looking for anything to do with Halloween, and they also do stuff like TV programs that have had Halloween specials. They're all part of that collection. So it's just a nice, easy way to get around the Disney Plus website and see all the amazing things. Thank you so much, guys. Lovely to see you. Rachel, I totally agree. Jack's face looks so much better now. It's amazing. And I also have to say, the friend of Jack is incredible. Like, the voice is spot on. Absolutely amazing. So I'm loving that. Hi, Randy. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing? We're very much enjoying talking all about Halloween, which is so funny because the other week I was filming a video and I had my tie-dye Mickey, this t-shirt on. So I filmed my little video, and because this is massively oversized, I always wear this with just cycling shorts. And it had been a really hot day in the UK, and in the evening I was going to yoga. So I was like, perfect, I'll just wear this. And then I walked in and it's mid-August and everyone was like, I like your t-shirt. And it was that thing of, they clearly liked the design, but they were like, why are you wearing a Halloween t-shirt in August? And I was like, yeah, I forget that it's not normal to celebrate Halloween now. But because Disney is full Halloween, I've gone full Halloween already. But I'm watching horror films. I'm wearing a lot of like horror t-shirts like this because I'm like, Disney have said it's Halloween, so therefore it's now canon. It's absolutely happening. Oh yeah, it's so exciting. You're going to Disney World in 7 weeks. I haven't been for 6 years. Oh my god, it's so amazing. And that's what I think is really, really nice. Is when you do a trip and there's been a bit of a gap, the amount of new things to experience is always so huge. So you're going to have the most amazing time. Is there anything you're most excited for? I always love to see what people love because everyone obviously does Disney in a slightly different way. So there's things that people are more excited about. Like someone might be super excited for the characters, someone might be excited for the rides, the food. So I always love to hear what people are most excited for because it's always different and it's always fun. Jose, I'm exactly the same as you. You'd love to meet Jack, but don't want to wait 2 hours for it. And that's the problem, isn't it? Like, it's such a huge part of your day, particularly if it's like in a Halloween party, that's a huge chunk of your party. But also just standing on the spot for 2 hours is not fun. So I'm glad to see how Paris has started doing the virtual queues. I hope maybe Jack and Sally will be included in that. But I'd love for Disney World to start doing that for characters as well. The queue times are definitely more reasonable when it's not a Halloween event for characters than you'd say somewhere like Disneyland Paris in Disney World. But the Halloween party, the queues are so long. And I know the characters look amazing, particularly if they're the rare characters or if they're in their costumes. But I can't be doing a 2 hour wait for a character. It's just not the one, is it? Because you're just like, this is not fun. By the time you get to the front, you're like, I'm not, oh, I'm over this. I'm not even in the mood to meet you anymore. Victoria, anything Goosebumps? I've been trying to buy the collection of books from the 90s. Yes. But I loved them as well. And I actually found I had some from like my childhood bedroom. So I recently reread them and they're just so good. So I love that you're trying to get the collection. That's amazing. And you've also said this might be controversial, but what is the hype about the Descendants? I just don't get it. And this is the thing, like I think I have watched one Descendants movie and I was really curious about it because obviously they are the children of the Disney villains, including Dr. Facilio, which I'm all about. But again, I was like, oh, okay, this isn't like I wasn't super jazzed about it. I wasn't like, okay, now I need to watch the other things. So I'm like, maybe I should try it again. But it's not super popular. It is actually quite funny. When I worked in the Disney store, the first Descendant, I think it was the first Descendants, but there was something about the Descendants had come out. So we had loads of Descendants costumes come in. However, a lot of people bypass that because I think unless you had the Disney Channel, there was no way of watching it because this was pre Disney Plus days. So stuff like that never was super popular compared to like the films which everyone has seen. And then we ended up like having to like put them in the sale, heavily discount them just to try and sell them off. And one day someone was like, "Oh my god, it's amazing! Like we've sold out of them. Like that's incredible, isn't it?" And then everyone was like, that's weird because I haven't sold one to any. I literally have never sold one. Someone had come in and stolen all of them. That's why they'd all disappeared. So I was like, brilliant. I don't know if they just really loved the Descendants or if they were hoping maybe to sell them on. But I'm like, look, we couldn't even sell them. People specifically come into a Disney store. I don't think there's a big black market for stolen Descendants merchandise. Which is just absolutely wild. But yeah, I'm like, maybe I should try that. Maybe I should watch Zombies. Um, but yeah, it's one of those things. Like I remember as a child watching Disney Channel, but like obviously now as an adult, like it's all bypassed me. Anything kind of Disney Channel, I don't know anything about. Yeah, like I said, the only reason I got really into Vampirina was because of Disney Junior Dream Factory. Outside of that, I would not have known. Um, so yeah, it's interesting. Maybe we should get on board. But I do like I love the concept, but I'm like, I don't think it like hits as much as you think it would, which is such a shame. You're excited for Halloween's sorry, you're excited for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. You've never done it before and it's your first time. You are gonna love it. It's such a fantastic event, and like every element of it is so much fun. And I think what's great is you do fit so much into your night and there is so much variety. So I would say I managed to do absolutely everything on offer apart from character meets in one night. So I did all of the shows, I did trick or treat trails, I did The photo pass, magic shots, which I think are fantastic. Especially like I got one with the Headless Horseman, which was an amazing photo. So I love that. I didn't get any snacks because no vegan snacks, but there was time for snacks and drinks. Absolutely loved it. And you're just gonna like be blown away. Boo to you, as I say, one of my all-time favorite parades. Absolutely amazing. Hocus Pocus show, iconic. The fireworks show was great. It's if you want to watch it in front of the castle, you've got that option so you can see all of the projections. If you are happy to kind of watch it somewhere else and it's not so crowded, you can see the fireworks from kind of pretty much anywhere in the park. The Fantasyland's a really good shout. And then that way you're still getting the fireworks experience, but also being able to quickly get to different trick-or-treat trails or photo pass, whatever it is that you want to do. But it's just the best party. You're going to have the most amazing time. Are you going to go in costume? Have you picked a costume if you're going to? Because that's a big decision, isn't it? Like, what am I going to go as? And I love that people can get dressed up. I just think it's so much fun. Yes, you're so right, Victoria. That is one way of getting rid of the stock. And it's like, well, it is gone. So there is space for new things. It's just no one paid for it. But yeah, I'd love to know if that it's probably if you go on Vinted, it's probably on Vinted now. They're like, please, just someone buy it. It's been years. So I think it's so much fun. So I'm gonna have a little look and see if I added any more notes because, as we were saying, there's lots of Disney news happening. So something else that's happening is Zootopia Better Together. So it's Stuff to Be a Bug has had gone, but it's been replaced with Zootopia. So that's starting the 7th of November. And I'm really interested to see what that's like because I do think Zootopia is a great film. Zootopia 2 is going to be coming out soon. But I do love It's Tough to Be a Bug. I love the film. There's a lot of the characters that I'm obsessed with Heimlich. I actually contemplated going to the Halloween party as Heimlich, but then I thought there would be too much makeup. But yeah, I love Heimlich. So I am kind of sad to see It's Tough to Be a Bug gone, but I'm really curious to see what Zootopia Better Together is going to be like. And it makes sense because like a younger audience will know Zootopia more. But this is interesting. I'd love to know what your thoughts are about this because I feel like a lot of younger kids that are into Disney are most likely because their parents or grandparents, it's like a generational thing. I think a lot of young kids don't have that same feeling towards Disney as we have because they haven't had that golden era, you know, that golden age, the Renaissance. They haven't had that where it's like back to back incredible film. And I'm sure they watched the classics, but maybe they feel a bit dated to them. I have no idea. I don't know many kids, so I can't really tell. But I'm wondering if there will be, because obviously we are seeing Disney doing more to more to cater to Disney adults, because I think they very much realise, particularly like the child-free millennial who have a huge love and nostalgia for Disney and also have disposable income. Great market because you want the special experiences, you want the backstage tour, you want the exclusive merch, you want the fine dining, you want all the experiences. So I'm wondering if Disney will pivot towards like, oh, like we realise that not as many kids are having that same experience of growing up with Disney. So do they kind of really tap into the nostalgia? What do you think? Do you think I feel like we are starting to see that with like merch lines that they bring out and stuff like that? But yeah, I feel like everyone I know that's got kids, if their kids love Disney, it's because they love Disney. And as we all say, we indoctrinate them from young. We're like, brilliant. Everything, clothing, Disney. Like the thing that hangs from the ceiling in front of the cot. You know what I mean? That's going to be Disney. Disney bib. Disney toys. Disney, like, it's ridiculous, but amazing. And I remember it was so funny when my other cousin was pregnant. I went to her baby shower and people had said, like, what advice would you give to the new parents? Which I was like, don't ask me. I literally have no clue. I don't know anything about kids. Apart from having been a kid, I have no clue. So I basically was like, force them to like Disney, please. And then her sister, my other cousin, was like, please don't force Disney on them. If they like Disney, they will like Disney. And I'm like, you don't get it because my cousin who was pregnant is also a big Disney fan. So like they got engaged at Disney, they had Disney touches at their wedding, like massive love for Disney. But I love her sister, so don't force it on them. And I'm like, definitely force it on them. Whether they like it or not. But what was really nice is actually they recently went to Disneyland Paris with the baby. So he's only 6 months, but they went and it was my cousin's 30th birthday. amazing way to celebrate his first trip and her birthday, and he loved it. He absolutely loved it, and I'm like, yes, it's worked. So we're just gonna carry on. We're gonna carry on. Jill says we're going as Wally and Eve. Oh my god. That is absolutely iconic. We need photos. We need to see all the photos. That is an amazing costume. And what a great film. Like, again, I think that's a really underrated and underrepresented film. And it's absolutely amazing. So I can't wait to see that. Oh, Jose said that they are going to be painting the Disney World castle back to its old colours, which is very interesting because I actually kind of like the new colours. I felt like the kind of grey and blue, although it was the classic, it was a bit dull. Whereas like the pink kind of gave a pop. But I do know a lot of people hated it. So it does seem like that's probably going to be a popular decision. So that's really, really interesting. Oh my god, you're going as Esmeralda and Captain Phoebus. That's going to be amazing. And again, what amazing underrepresented characters. People are going to love that because I think so many people do the big hitters, but the people that do like the niche characters, people are blown away with. So if anyone has any photos, please send them after you've been because I would love to see what you looked like because these are amazing costumes. Oh my god, you've got the tambourine as well. Absolutely iconic. That is a fantastic costume. So I'm just blown away by this. I was like, when I was planning my costume, I was like, what is going to be the thinnest material and the coolest? Like, I'm not going to be hot outfit, and it won't require a lot of makeup. So I knocked Heimlich on the head, and I went for a Musketeer, which, to be fair, is not really Halloween theme. It's just fun, but it was very cool. And it was actually really nice when some people would go, "Oh my god, a Musketeer!" And I was like, "Okay, they got the reference." It doesn't look just nuts walking around with my name on my dress. Although again, this comes back to how I'm totally unaware of what I'm wearing. Because I had like the ear hat, my name on my t-shirt, and then like a red skirt. When I was going around the park, like scanning into the park, "Hi Sophie, how are you doing?" And I thought, oh, well, maybe when you scan your band, they can see your name. And then I walked into Liberty Tree Tavern because I had a meal reservation before the party started, which is a top tip. If you're going to eat before the party starts, so that you just maximise all the party time. And they went, "Oh, hello, Sophie, welcome." And I thought, I haven't given them my name yet. And it kept happening all night where the cast members would use my name. And I was like, how do they know? Like, can they like touch your magic band without you knowing it? Tells you it was on my chest. I've really got to get with the program. I've really got to remember what I'm wearing so that I don't confuse myself all day, being like, how do they know? It's magic. It's literal magic. It's so fun. Oh my god, Jill, I love that you've got the t-shirts. They sound so cute. But yeah, Wally and Eve is going to be an amazing, super cute. But I'm loving all of these. Who do you think? I actually saw a lady who I think it was iconic. And I felt a bit bad for her friend, but I also thought it was iconic because she came as Ursula and she looked absolutely incredible. And then she brought a friend with her who was basically no longer a friend. He was a prop. And on his arms, he had like puppets that were the eels. So when she was walking around or in a queue, he'd stand behind her so you couldn't see him. And then he was the eels. And I was like, this is next level. I do feel bad that your friend is not allowed to be a person or have personality. He was merely a prop, but he was a fantastic prop, and it was such a good costume. So yeah, if there was any character you could dress up as, who would you go as? And it's so hard because this is the other thing. Because I was like, because I was thinking, do I have to go as a plus size Disney character? And then I was thinking, obviously you've got people like Ursula, you've got Heimlich, and I was thinking, who else? But then I'm like, does that matter? As long as people can recognise who you're meant to be, I think it doesn't matter. I think just do whatever you fancy. I don't think you have to like be the exact same height and like size of that person. I think you can kind of go as anything. But there's so many characters to choose from. That's the thing. And I'm like, for Halloween, should you go as like a villain? So it's quite obviously Halloween. Or should you just go as characters you love? And this is what I like. Hearing your costumes is fantastic because I really like it when people that are going together all theme the same thing. So I remember once seeing someone, she was Snow White, and she had 7 friends with her, and they were the dwarves. Incredible. And like, I think it's really fun when you get to do that sort of theming. But of course, it's super fun to just dress up and do whatever you fancy. It's so good. Oh, I love this. Yeah, so just like you don't have a personality. You can just be the ills. But he was very, very good at it and it was fantastic and it really added to the look. But yeah, I just think Halloween is a fantastic time to go to any of the Disney parks because there's so much going on. Like I say, all of the Disney parks celebrate Halloween differently. So it's well worthwhile over your lifetime going to all the different ones and experiencing it. And yeah, I just can't believe it's so close to the trip now. It's 10 days. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely happening. It's been so, so helpful to hear your thoughts on the potential outfits. Like, definitely going to wear the dress. It's coming. It's going to Epcot. I think I'm definitely going to do a Leo today. I think that would be good. The only one I'm still undecided. What do we think for Hollywood Studios? Do we do what Liz was saying and maybe switch in the days so that we can maybe do a Star Wars bit and a Toy Story bit? Do I wear the Disney Villains t-shirt to Hollywood Studios, or do I wear that maybe to a Magic Kingdom day? Like I am going to the a day that is a Halloween party. Now, admittedly, I'm not going to a Halloween party, but you could wear it on a Halloween party night. I do have my tie-dye dress, and I love it because it's one of the most comfortable things and coolest, like keeps you cool things. But I keep wearing it, and I'm like, should I forego that? Because I feel like I've got enough things for Magic Kingdom. Maybe that's a plain outfit because I love to wear a dress on a plane. Maybe that's what we do. But yes, I'm absolutely loving it. Oh, I love that. Yeah, the Epcot dress I think will be so fun, and particularly when it's food and wine and being in World Showcase. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my god, that print so reminds me of those old school Epcot shirts, which I kind of love for them to come back because I think that was so iconic. But I also get that obviously like one of the greatest things about World Showcase is all of the cast members are from those countries. So the fact that all of the costumes are in keeping, absolutely amazing. I saw this thing on TikTok the other day. This is a complete tangent, but there was a person complaining that cast members' costumes are called costumes, and they were like, "Oh, it's so ridiculous! Like, what do you call that?" And I'm like, but that's literally the whole ethos of Disney. Like everything about Disney is themed around performance. So like you wear costumes, not uniforms. When you're in the park, you're on stage. If you're behind the scenes, you're backstage. Uh, you know the stuff called cast members. So I'm like, it literally fits into that. But I suppose if you don't know that, you wouldn't know. But I was like, that's a really weird thing to be like annoyed about. They're like, how dare they call that costume? And I'm like, well, it kind of is. It's not, which is amazing. Oh, the Toy Story outfit. Let me go and find it. I have from the Disney store. This is very, very cute. Jessie t-shirt. It's so much fun, and it says cowgirl on the back. I think this would be really, really cute for everything to do with Toy Story. And yeah, I just think that's such a cute t-shirt. The only downside, and Liz is 100% right, is the neckline is very high and very tight. So it's not the most flattering of headline neckline, but I do think it's such a cute t-shirt. I think this could be a good pick for Toy Story Land because I've never ever done anything kind of Toy Story themed. Um, and again, like we were saying, this is a great t-shirt that you can wear in Disneyland Paris as well because they've got the Toy Story playground. So best purchase, best purchase. It's so good. But yes, Jessie is so much fun. And yeah, I think Toy Story Land, like, it's so unbelievably themed. And I do think all of the rides are really fun because, like, Alien Swirling Saucers, it doesn't look like it's going to be that great a ride. However, it is such a hoot. I end up laughing hysterically when it does the really fast whip around the corner. It's just so funny to me. And when I went on it, because it looks like not as intense when you're watching people on it, if that makes sense. And then when you're on it yourself, you're like, oh my god, that is hysterical. Toy Story Mania, all bets are off. It's every person for themselves. I've got to get all the points. I absolutely love that. Slinky is such a fun, like family coaster, but I love the launches. I love a launch coaster, so I love that you've got two launches in that. And yeah, I think this could be really, really fun because I've never done that. And like I've done Star Wars themed outfits before, and I tend to do that a lot in the trip. But maybe it's time to do some Toy Story, mix it up a bit. It'd be so, so, so good. Yes, Victoria, take the Star Wars one and the Toy Stories one and start the day in one and then switch to the other. And that's a good point. Starting the day in Jessie, and if the neckline bothers me, switching to Star Wars, which I think would be really, really, really perfect. And that's the thing that's really interesting is this trip, because I was contemplating doing ogres again at the last slot of the day because that is such a great hack. Getting the whole park to yourself, absolutely incredible. And then Phantasmic, though, originally was saying it's going to be 9:30, and I was like, oh, I can't really do both. And because I'm only doing one kind of day at Hollywood Studios, I was like, okay, we'll skip ogres. However, recently they've just released updated times for the evening shows because they've kind of now entered their like autumn schedule. So Phantasmic actually going to be earlier. So there is a possibility of doing ogres. However, I would have to say the last time I went with people because we did the meetup in the park that day, and that was the last thing we did together, and it was so much fun going as a group. And I do think it's great for the immersion, but obviously bars are kind of like a social place, so it makes sense to kind of be with people. And because I've booked Beacon Barrel, I was like, okay, we're doing a bar, we won't do ogres this time, but that doesn't mean we can't wear a Star Wars outfit because that would be absolutely amazing. And I'm like, we've got a few options for Star Wars. I do love the Anakin one. It would be fun to meet Darth Vader in that, so that's a possibility. But Lando is a underrepresented character, although he's not represented at all in Galaxy Edge. So maybe we shouldn't have him. Who knows? But I'm very excited to see the Roman character because that's the thing. Disneyland, I think one of the greatest things about it is the Roman characters, but you do get that experience in Galaxy's Edge, which I think is fantastic. And it feels like such an alive place. And something I really appreciated, the first time I visited Galaxy's Edge, I was so confused because obviously all of the shops, the restaurants, anything like that, use the language of Batu in their signs. So I had no clue what anything was. I was just like, what's happening? Now that you know the lay of the land is absolutely fine. And I really appreciate that because it then feels like a real place. And combining that with the Roman characters, absolutely iconic. So yeah, I think there's a lot of scope for different outfits, which is going to be so much fun. But yeah, I can't believe how time flies so quickly. Shall we have a little look? Because I love that you've all been doing updates as we've been talking of what's happening and what's being said at D23. So let's see if there's been any more little updates. So as Jose said, the castle's going back. It's going back to the kind of like the blue and the kind of like grey. And I think that's the thing. People love it, don't they? It is iconic. It's happening. Like we just moved with the times. I liked it being a bit brighter, but it is the icon. We can accept that. World of Frozen, spring. When do you think in spring it will open? And do you think I think what they've done is they've given you a time frame so that if it was to get delayed, people wouldn't notice per se. So say they're planning on opening in like end of April. But if it gets delayed till like mid-May, at least no one kind of knows. But do you think that means maybe like the end of the year we might get an actual date, like a firm date? When do you think we're gonna get more updates? So that's very, very exciting that it's happening. Oh, and like they've got videos. This is so much fun. Let's have a little look at what else. There's just, oh my god, I love that the whole of Instagram is just talking about World of Frozen and when it's opening, which is gonna be so much fun. But it seems like those are the big announcements. But I have been interested because I think we weren't really expecting anything from D23 to do with the parks. Like we did know that they were going to talk about Disneyland Paris. So we were hoping like, will they slip this in? But like I say, next year will be the big one where they do lots and lots and lots of updates. So I'm very excited to hear this. Oh, bless you. I'm so sorry that you've missed, but do you know what I am going to do? I'm going to do a packing video specifically, and that will come out mid to late September. And I'll be able to show like all of the outfits that I'm going to take. And also, if I manage to fit it into one case, that is the aim. Hopefully. I mean, we have to. I don't have any options. So we will make it work. But I'm pretty confident, like all of the outfits can be in one side of a suitcase and like accessories. Second part of the suitcase, probably half full with like toiletries and shoes. And then we're going to have a cabin kit. I say that now very optimistically. Once we start packing, let's see how well it goes. Oh, this is something else we might be able to do whilst we're here. Because now I've kind of narrowed down outfits. I've got ears. Now I've already selected a selection of ears that were potential to come. These need to be narrowed down because I cannot take this many ears. It's ridiculous. But again, I mean, there's some that like I kind of always take because I love them. So like these ones come pretty much every single trip because they just kind of go with absolutely everything. And they're some of my favorite ears I've ever owned. I absolutely love them. And I've also got ones that are Disneyland with the Disneyland sign. I would love if Disneyland Paris did some like this because they're such fantastic ears. So almost certain these will come because they'll pretty much go with absolutely everything. I also, so the thing is, I want to mix up my ears because I don't want to keep taking the same ears. But again, these go with absolutely everything. I love the little daisy. I think it's so, so cute. But it's a nice set of ears that can go to any park, kind of any outfit. So they're like a good general all-rounder. These ones I took last time and I love them. They're so, so, so cute. And again, I know like up would kind of fit more with like Animal Kingdom, but I feel like these kind of go anywhere because of the colours. They go with a lot of clothes. They're so, so, so good. I've got some that are more specific. Now, obviously, I don't have anything Aladdin themed, but I love these ears. They're just such a lovely colour. And I think kind of getting to wear them in Magic Kingdom would be awesome. But obviously, I don't have any Aladdin specific outfits. But does that matter? Can we make it work? Do you think it would be better with an Aladdin outfit? Potentially. I think it could be. I wore these last time. I loved them. It might have to happen again. Figment is. I'm obsessed with Figment. I know Figment is very divisive. You love Figment or you hate Figment, but I love Figment. And you know, Figment is close to living with the land. So I could wear it for the Living with the Land t-shirt. I think we could kind of make it work with the dress because it's kind of got a similar print. So I felt like we could go that, but then I'm just basically just using the same ears all over again. These I haven't worn in the park yet. But again, I'm not taking anything Tower of Terror with me. But these are so fun, and these actually glow in the dark. So what's really fun is I have like a wire box on top of a chest of drawers, and I have all of my ears slotted into the kind of like the wire. And every time when I go to sleep, I turn the light off and these are glowing, which I absolutely love. I think it's hysterical. So this is popular. I feel like it would be a good choice. One of the reasons I haven't got a lot of Tower of Terror merch is last time I was in Disney World, pretty much all of the Tower of Terror merch had Stitch on it. And I was like, he's got nothing to do with this ride. Why is he infiltrating this? Can we please stop? So I was not a fan, not a fan. So maybe this time they'll have something. I've worn these before. These are kind of like my favorite Star Wars ears that I have. These are Ahsoka ears. So they are really great with a Star Wars outfit, which is that's got me thinking. 'Cause I would also have to bring a change of ears because with Jessie, I would probably wear some ears that are kind of more generic because I don't have any Toy Story specific ears, but these are good for if I'm doing anything Star Wars. These ears are actually Coco ears. But I think they're so fun. And I think for the Halloween season, they could be perfect because you've got kind of like all of those, like you've got the blackness, but then you've also got the vibrancy as well. So it kind of, I feel like, would go with kind of most outfits, but also good for Halloween. So what do we think about these ears? And then I've got some colourful ears. We've got these ones, which I think I was actually gifted these, which is so, so, so kind. And I've got a feeling they are Riviera Resort. But I love the colours. And again, I think they kind of go with absolutely everything. And then we have two colourful ones. So these ones were also gifted to me. And these are official 2022 ears. I love the sequins. And like, I've not really seen anyone wearing these, but I think they're so much fun. But I wonder if, because on the side it does say the year, do people then go, it's not 2022, I can't wear them? Because I'm like, I just think they're so nice. Although we need to stop with this because this is way too long. And then we've got these little pinky, like princessy type ears, which again kind of go with absolutely everything. So that will be the next thing. Is once I've picked, like we've gone right, we know what we're wearing. Now we've got to narrow down the ears because this is just a selection of the ears that I own. But there's some ears that I'm like a Disneyland Paris or Disneyland, so they've ruled out. Does anyone else do this? because I'm really specific about, like, I won't even wear like a Hollywood Studios outfit or something relating to Hollywood Studios in another Disney World park. And I'm trying to be more relaxed. But the cross-pollination of Disney parks, because like if it's all from Disney, it shouldn't matter. I don't know why I'm so stringent. Like, nope. Like the Lion King t-shirt has to be worn in Animal Kingdom. I can't wear it anywhere else. It's ridiculous. But I feel like that with ears, like some of the ones from the different parks, I'm like, no, 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 no. They have to just stay. It's like I also have these ears, which again I think are a good all-rounder, and again nice for Halloween because you've got the black but also the sparkle. But these are officially Disneyland Paris ears. But I don't think anyone's going to go, I don't know if you're aware, but you're wearing the ears in the wrong park. I don't think there's some sort of like fashion police roaming around Disney. But again, I think they could be quite fun. And I haven't worn these in Disney World. So I think they would go with a lot of outfits. So maybe we'll take some gold and black ones. I don't need them to be Halloween themed. I don't know why I'm just suddenly going, everything's got to be Halloween. It would be amazing. The Aladdin ears with the Epcot dress. That would be amazing because the colours would go so well together. Morocco, like you could totally mix that in. So that could be super, super fun. And that's the thing, I'd never even thought about wearing them in Epcot, but that's such a good idea. That would be so amazing. Yes, I'm so excited. Looking forward to the packing video. And yeah, it's always fun to do and kind of see, because this is the problem. I'm a chronic overpacker. Every time I tell myself I know what things I use and what things have sat in my case the entire trip. Do I learn? Absolutely not. Because I go, I'm a what if packer. I'm like, oh, but what if this happens? We might need that. What if? And I'm like, you're in the US, there's everything available to you. If I needed to, I could pop out and get whatever I needed. Like, you're not going to be like in the middle of nowhere and it's really difficult to source things. But I'm like, oh, I just have to take everything just in case. And I'm like, you don't have to. You can just calm down. This is so true. The Coco ears would also go with the Epcot dress because of the colours. And I really like those ears. And like I said, I've never worn them in a park before. So I think that would be good. This room, by the way, I hate it in the sense of it's so dark. Like this is like a grey, and then around the top of the room, there's kind of like a mauve kind of purpley colour, which I don't understand why I did it this colour, because every other room in my house, like my staircase is bright orange, my bedroom is pink, the study is fuchsia, like all of its bright colours. And then this room, I don't know what happened to me, but what the plan is long run is to turn this into an office space, because I've been working from home for like 14 15 years. So you think by now I would have actually created an actual space. But I still do all my work in the living room. But I think this would be good because I can't use it as a guest bedroom, but I don't often have people stay. So I think it would be really good to make it an office space so that your work is in that room and your living room is like a relaxing space. But also I'd like to change it into like a nice backdrop for filming. And like obviously loads of people have like their ears hung up on the wall and stuff like that. So I think that could be like a really nice backdrop. But I think I would definitely paint the walls a different colour. Maybe like the blue and pink of Most Magical Guides. I think that could be really, really fun. But I'd love to give this room a little makeover and make it not look as dull, because it doesn't fit my personality whatsoever. I don't know what I was thinking. Everywhere is bright, and then this room I went, just do the opposite. And I think I was thinking, oh, guests might want a calming room. And I think it's just a depressing room. Which is not what I want. I don't want people to stay and then be like, oh, I'm so depressed. This is awful. It'd be so fun. But I can't believe it's already nearly 9:30. Whenever we do the live stream, the time passes so quickly, and it's always such a joy to chat. And like I say, very, very soon in Disney World, 1st of October, we're going vlogs for 8 weeks. There'll also be a Disneyland Paris vlog series happening at the same time. And then what's going to be really interesting is once the Disney World vlog series ends, there'll be a week where it'll be a normal kind of packing video, not packing video, a planning video. And then we're going to have a Christmas Disneyland Paris vlog series start that will take us right up until Christmas week. But the end of the year is just going to be absolutely amazing. I cannot wait, because it's so nice to look back on all the memories. So I'm going to be able to have like a lovely way to beat the Disney blues. when I come back. And hopefully it'll just be super, super fun for you to get to see everything that's going on, all the new things, and also the Halloween and Christmas seasons. So it's just absolutely iconic that to think that from October onwards, we've got 3 vlog series. I'm like, it's going to be absolutely incredible. And also, what are we thinking about World of Frozen? Are we booking? That's something. So what I do want to do on the 2nd is I was already going to book because my 40th birthday will be in 2027, and I, in my head, already decided that I was going to book the Disneyland hotel. I'm like, it might be the one time I stay there. Luckily for me, where my birthday is in January and after the schools have gone back, it's probably the cheapest week of the year to stay at the Disneyland hotel. It's still not cheap, but it's the cheapest. So that's worked really in my favour. So that's what I'm aiming for. But inevitably, I'm pretty sure there will be some sort of like booking for at some point to make sure Frozen is open. Because yeah, it'll be amazing. And are you someone that's going to hold off so you can visit kind of around the time it opens? Do you want to wait till the hype has died down a bit? What do you think? Are we going to book? What's happening? This is what I love to know. Oh, that's so lovely, Karen. Oh, I love this. It's so fun to get to interact, and because that's the thing, when you're vlogging, it's really funny because I really enjoy it because even though I'm doing solo trips, I don't feel like I'm solo because although I'm talking to the camera, it feels like I'm talking to all of you because I know down the line you will be seeing it. So it's like, you know, a voice note where it's like you're having a conversation with the person, even though they're not going to listen to it later, but it does still feel conversational. That's what it feels like with vlogging. But this is great because it's real time chatting, which is so much fun. I love that. You won't wear a Magic Kingdom t-shirt in any other park and your husband thinks you're insane. I am so with you because I just can't do it. There's something that just feels so wrong about it, which I don't know why. It's so silly, but I'm like, no, it's not possible. Physically not possible. This has been assigned to Magic Kingdom and Magic Kingdom only, which is so great. Oh, that's such a good point, Randy, that under black light, the cocoa ears might glow or pop, which would be absolutely incredible. I definitely think we have to take them because I've never worn them, and it's such a shame to not wear them in a park. So that would be amazing. Yes, that would be so good. Paint it the same pink as that wall in Epcot. That could be really, really cool. That could be so much fun, and like what an iconic way to kind of bring Disney into the house and also like a recording space. I think that'd be so much fun. That'd be such a good idea, Jill, doing office decorating videos. That could be so fun, isn't it? To kind of show the progress and like how you're gonna make it feel Disney. But I love the idea of like incorporating one of the photo walls from one of the Disney parks. I think that would be really, really good. Because there's so many amazing photo spots that, and again, it's that thing of like if you're a Disney fan, you see the backdrop or you see the wall and you know exactly where it is. Whereas other people would just think, oh, that's a nice photo. But I do love that, like the purple wall in Magic Kingdom. Anyone that loves Disney knows about it. Everyone else has no clue. But I love it. It's like the MCO carpet. Heaven forbid they ever change that carpet. And I'm like, you can update it. You can get a fresh version of the same pattern carpet, but you must never ever replace it because it's one of those things. I did a video on TikTok where I showed the carpet and then swept up to show you kind of the main part of MCO, and so many people were like, "Oh my god!" Because the second you see the carpet, you know you've arrived. And they need to make merch. I know like airports don't typically have their own merch, but if they had merch that was the pattern of the carpet, people would buy it. I would buy it, is what I'm saying. But you just know you've arrived. So I think that'd be so fun to kind of show what the office space could turn into. And then it won't be kind of miserable and like it's so silly. I don't know if it's like I'm just overly dramatic, but the second I step into the room, it feels like your energy drains a bit. It's like the miserableness of the colours make you miserable. So I don't know what was going through my mind when I did this colour. I must have forgotten who I was. Jill, you're looking at going to Disneyland Paris in March 2027. I think that'll be great because all of the hype is going to have died down from Frozen. So it's just going to be a much more enjoyable experience to visit World of Frozen. And you're going to experience absolutely all of the new things. Like something I'm really excited about, which I don't know if it will happen at the same time. I assume it will happen at the same time with World of Frozen. Will be the new nighttime show on that big lake where you've got the fireworks, the drones, the projections on the spray. That looks fantastic. So I'm hoping that that will be ready for when World of Frozen opens. So you'll get to experience that. Like, it's just gonna be amazing. You can get MCO carpet themed socks. That is amazing. That is absolutely incredible. I need to look these up. I need to immediately find them because, it's just one of those weird things. And like, it's one of those if you know moments. And the second you see that print, you're like, I've arrived. And the holiday has started. So I think they need a whole range of merch. They could do a shirt, they could do a dress. As we've seen, people love it. It was so good. And what a great travel day outfit that would be if you had like some clothing themed to the carpet of MCO. And like only real ones would know when you get to like Heathrow and you're sat there in your MCO print top and someone's like, I know what you're saying. That'd be amazing. So we need more merch. It's absolutely amazing. But yeah, thank you so much for helping me pick the outfits. It's so yes, Stephen King t-shirt for the win. And this is the thing I love, obviously Halloween. So I'm already, once Disney and Universal go, it's Halloween. In my mind, it's Halloween. I don't care if the rest of the world is catching up. They're wrong. So all of the Halloween stuff is out. But yeah, just so excited now. 10 days. In basically a few hours, it'll be 9 days. I was going to say 11 days, which would be wrong. But I cannot believe tomorrow, single digits. Absolutely incredible. And I was just think it's going to be such an amazing whirlwind week. And I think it's also going to be really interesting to see how much you can fit into a week. Never done a week at Disney World. And I feel like I think you get more done in a week than you would imagine. I think one of the benefits of a 2-week trip is you can have rest days or days that you take it a bit slower. Whereas obviously with a 7-day trip, you want to be doing stuff every single day, still incorporating breaks or, shows, times to rest your feet during it. But I think you'll get so much more in than you imagine. And like I said, there's so many new things to see and experience. It's just going to be absolutely wild. So I cannot wait. And yeah, before you know it, the vlogs are going to be starting, which is fantastic. And yeah, and then like I say, back from Disney World, 12 days later, Disneyland Paris. Absolutely wild. Like, what an amazing month September is going to be. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. It's been so much fun. Always love the live stream. I'm sure next month's live stream will be talking about what's happened at Disney World because the live stream will be at the end. I think it's something like the 28th. It's the last Sunday of September. So we'll have been back from Disney World, but the vlogs won't have started. So I'm sure we can deep dive into that. And it's literally like 2 days before I go to Disneyland Paris. So hopefully by then we'll have some more details about Halloween at Disneyland Paris. We know the parade's coming back. We now know about the Unlucky Nugget Saloon. So hopefully there'll be more details about that. But yes, September is going to be an amazing month. It's so good. But thank you so much for all joining me on your Sunday. I hope you've had a lovely evening. It's always so much fun to get to chat and interact. And thank you so much for all of your amazing comments and suggestions, and also having me pick the outfits because it's taken a lot of the stress away. Because I was just like, I don't know how to narrow this down, and now we've got it kind of sorted, which is fantastic. It's so good. Oh, Jose's thinking about doing a last minute Disneyland Paris trip in September or save that money to spend in Disney World. This is the problem, isn't it? This is something Disney fans face all the time. It's like, do I want more spending money or a cheeky little last minute trip? And both of those things are fantastic, and you can't go wrong with either of them, which is the good news. And thank you so much, Victoria. That's so lovely of you. And yes, I'm just so excited. And yeah, it's just gonna be the best. The next live stream to be chatting all about it, what's been going on, what's been happening, all of the things. How wet do you get in the Terrifier house? That's something I'm very curious about. What the Beacon Barrel is like. I'm so excited to go on test track and see the changes because again, all of these new things, I've deliberately avoided spoilers. I've not watched anything to do with them, so I'm really going into it blind. And even though test track I've been on it, I'm not. I don't want to see any of the updates. I just want to see it with my eyes firsthand. So very excited for all of this, and it's nice to now be nearly at the end of avoiding spoilers. It's very hard to avoid spoilers. The internet is full of like people making amazing content, and you're like, I want to see, but I also don't want to see. So it'll be amazing to finally go and relax. We can watch those. It'll be so good. Thank you so much, John. You have an amazing trip too. I'm so excited that you're going on Wednesday. Like, absolutely wild. Just have the best time. It's going to be so amazing. And hopefully we get to bump into each other. That would be absolutely incredible if we got to cross paths and finally meet in person. But yes, and like I say, if you ever are in Disney at the same time and you see me, do say hello because I absolutely love it. It's just such a joy to finally get to see people and interact and not be behind a screen. So yes, do come and say hello. And there has been talk about doing another most magical meetup either towards the end of this year or the beginning of next year. And there's been a lot of talk about doing a meetup in Disneyland Paris. So I would definitely start looking more into that, and we can see if we can do that and putting dates out so that people, if they want to do a trip and they fancy meeting lots of Disney fans, they can do that, which will be so much fun. But yes, lots of exciting plans. But thank you once again for joining. This has been so much fun. And yes, I'm off. I'm off to Disney World very, very soon. And on Instagram, there will be stories, lots of stuff live from the parks themselves. And then, of course, the vlogs will start when I get back. There'll be a packing video, a video all about the theme of the trip, then the vlogs. And then we're set all the way to Christmas. Vlog, vlog, vlog. It's going to be amazing. So thank you so, so much. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, this is the awkward bit where you notice that I'm old and I don't know how to do technology and shut things down. Bye.